Great show.
Dan, just manipulate the light any way you want.
Okay.
If you can do without...
Hey, I went and bought the LEDs.
What's that,
I
sir?
went and bought the LEDs at Costco.
You want to put them in?
I can do it after the show, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe during Michael Brown's show.
Whatever you are doing, do it during the break.
Oh, yeah, it'll take me a lot longer than that to do. Okay, if I do this, tell me if it's not good.
Well, I don't like it, but if you have to have it, do it.
Okay, it just makes everything even.
I don't like it, but like I said, if you have to do it, you do it.
But, so if we do LEDs, you'll be fine with LEDs?
I think so because it's a different light. Did
Yes.
you get the softer light?
I got the cool light. It's
Okay.
cool. That's all they have is cool.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Guys, hi. I'm just a
Good morning. Morning, Tom.
How are you? I'm slammed, and I'll be great. As soon as I get this bullshit up, I'm fine.
And we're up.
Thank you. Everybody having a good day?
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Fridays are always a great day. What's that, sir? Fridays are always a great day.
Are you guys not
Always
on
crunch day, though.
Saturday?
We're not.
Okay.
Why did you decide to go with the fluorescence for now? Is it because it was fucked up otherwise?
No, when you hit it that one day, it just made everything clear.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. I want it to be clear. That's fine.
You look 10 years younger. Want to do this? No.
10 years younger, but they never say younger than what? Just 10 years
10 years
younger.
younger than the 45 that you are. There you go.
45. Yeah, he only started doing the show 4 years ago. Here,
He was a
so he
youngster.
was 5 when he started. He was rocking it.
Hey, Carl, how is it you're always golfing? I thought you owned a business.
I own a recent Irby's robot franchise, Bob. The robots serve 7 flavors of delicious
Is Mark going to call in?
franchisers secured the best locations for
What's that, sir?
Is Mark going to call in?
Easy. Where are you going?
Learn more about a recent Irby's franchise.
I really think so. We didn't talk details.
RodeoFranchising.com and use promo code
Doesn't he have to fight?
9393. That's RodeoFranchising.com, promo code 9393.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Now,
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. That means I'm your consumer advocate fighting for you. Yes, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints every day, live on the radio, live on iHeartRadio, the app across the country, live on YouTube, and live on Facebook, so you can tune in anywhere to see or hear us, and you can play our archives or download our podcasts. We absolutely love doing what we do, because every day we discover scams, give advice, recover money, and make people's lives better. It's media with a purpose, and I really mean that. If you're new to Colorado, you're probably new to this show, unless you've listened to me in New York on WABC. And by the way, if you want to be part of the show, all you have to do is call as an expert or as a consumer. We love when experts call us at 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. That's a number that's available 24/7. When you call and we're not here, it's automatically routed to the office, or to voicemail, or to the studio. So all you have to do is remember 303-MARTINO. Welcome. Let's go to the phones. Today is what? Car Day. Guys, that was anemic. All at once. 3, 2, up. What is today? Car Day. Yes. All right. It sounds like a drunken bowling league. All right. Jeff Vick is with us from Kimmer Transmission. Jesse Schillinger from Honest Accurate Auto. That's in the Springs, Kimmer's in the Denver metro area down on Arapahoe and Jordan. And then we have what I call Voodoo Man, because, you know, auto electrics is kind of like voodoo. It really is. It's the thing that most people dread. You know how house cleaners dread doing windows? We don't do windows. Most mechanics and body people and car people, they don't want to mess with electric. Brian Grassi from Lakewood Auto Electric. Now, electrical issues in a car, God, they can be so frightening. But now there are so many ways to track them down. You know, with the old mechanical systems, oh my God, there was a time that the car could be incapacitated, ruined. You couldn't find it. I'm hoping diagnostics have gotten easier with solid state. Is everything...
Yeah, they certainly have, but the cars have gotten...
Just get that mic closer for you, Brian.
Sorry, they certainly have, but the issue is that the manufacturers keep on making, you know, more and more advanced technology, and it changes every day. And so it's difficult to keep up.
Do they put out... I often wondered this. They make a new car, all new electrics or electronics. Do they put out information for mechanics, independent mechanics? I mean, on anything, transmissions, electrics.
Just basic tolerances and specifications and so forth. But you know, there's some problems that are going to be inherent with these new models that are coming out that even the manufacturer doesn't really know about until they hit the market and they have a few years under their belt. And so there is information out there, but nothing beats experience and hands-on. You know, you have to get your fingers in there and figure things out the old-fashioned way, really.
303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Let's keep going, okay? Now, we will take your problems, questions, and complaints on cars, but any consumer problem today, although Friday is car day, an emphasis on cars, Stephanie wants to talk about an electrical issue with her 2001 Tahoe. Stephanie, what's going on with you?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I have you on speaker so that my husband can hear.
Okay.
What happened was my brother-in-law was using our vehicle, so we don't know exactly what happened. He was traveling...
It's the brother-in-law curse. It happens anytime a brother-in-law touches anything. Power tools, anything. Anyway, so what happened?
Well, he was driving home from New Mexico and started having electrical problems. The horn was honking, the daytime running lights, you know, because we don't have lights.
Hey, did you ever have this problem before? Anything?
No.
Never had a problem?
No.
Isn't that amazing? God, that like happens to me all the time. If someone borrows something that would never happen before, I'm hearing about all kinds of problems, and he's on the road to make it worse. He's traveling. So what happened then?
Well, he got it back to town. I don't know what happened. The horn was going off. Like I said, the daytime runners went out. He made it back home, and it drives fine. So these are the things that I can tell you really quick that are a problem. The security light never goes out. And we did look online to see if there was anything that we could replicate the problem with somebody else.
So right now, hold on. It stopped on its own, and the only residual thing now remaining is the light, the security light.
Oh, no. There's more.
What else?
The security light never goes out. The power locks do not work. The key fob does not work.
Oh, man.
The internal lights do not work. Now, the auxiliary power, you know how after you turn off your car and you don't open your doors yet, it used to work?
Yeah.
That doesn't work anymore. But the flashers work, the radios work.
Yeah, this is easy.
Oh, okay.
It's in the body control module somewhere.
Body control module definitely controls all those things that you're talking about. But has anybody checked fuses on this thing
yet? The
yet?
reason I say it's easy is because whenever you get a group of things all together, or whenever things happen in clusters, it usually is not multiple problems. I mean, because usually you don't get all of a sudden 3 or 4 or 5 different systems all go bad at the same time. So usually it's because of one common problem.
That's exactly right.
But
so go ahead, Brian.
But we did change the body control module. We went out to the car, the tow lot, whatever it's called. The
junkyard.
We pulled one, and we actually got the exact one. It's with the same...
Yeah, but you didn't flash anything or start over. You just put it in.
We did, but we tried to flash it like you're talking, but maybe we're just doing that wrong.
God, you guys know so much. I'm just so shocked. You went and got the body control module.
That's pretty astute.
You did the flashing. Okay, or you tried to. Oh, Brian, get right to it. What is it? What do you think's going on?
I think
Why is it still having the same problems?
Correct.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah, so definitely, like Tom was saying, body control module controls all that stuff, but there is a common thread in the power distribution network. So things that power up all of those systems, it's a common power supply. So somebody needs to look at that. You might have a melted connector. It may not be the BCM itself The BCM controls all those things, but somebody really needs to look at that and look at that power distribution network and go through it.
Is there a way to reset? I'm just thinking maybe...
No, that's not a reset issue. It's more... it rings more like rodent damage, that a car was parked
something
somewhere.
Weird. But it's something common to all those systems.
Totally.
What would be your first troubleshooting thing with this? What would you do?
Look at the power distribution network and get a, do a pin out and test the systems that control that.
They have the means to do this stuff, and I'm just wondering, if someone comes in with something like this, is there any kind of a price range for troubleshooting this?
You know, you have to spend, you have to access that BCM, access the power distribution
Give her
networks.
an idea.
So you need people, you know, electrical rates for us are $125 an hour. We need an hour or two for a basic understanding of what's going on.
But the good part is, most of the, when it comes to electrical and electronics, except for a few items, most of the work is troubleshooting. It's not the fixing, right?
And this is actually, since it's a continuous problem, it's not intermittent, it's going to be fairly easy to diagnose, actually, because, you know, the fault is there and it seems like it's present all the time.
And who is this speaking? I don't know who this is.
Lakewood Auto Electric, and it's Bryant Grossi is the owner, and they specialize in electrical problems. Today is your lucky day.
Yep.
Tell her where you're located, Brian.
Yeah, we're on the northwest corner of Kipling and Colfax in Lakewood, and you're welcome to call over there right now, 303-231-0903.
Wait, hold on, that was too fast and my pen ran out.
Okay.
303 231 0903. Tell him you talked to Brian on the show.
Yeah, and make arrangements to let us have the vehicle for a day or two, and we'll be able to solve that for you, no problem.
Okay. And so you guys are $125 an hour, and you think
here's what you can do, Steph. You can say 1 hour at a time, or here's 2 hours. Please let me know after that what you think.
It won't take more than that.
Yeah, just say that. I mean, these guys aren't out to rip you. They're good people. Been around a very long time. I'm glad you called. Are you a native, or have you been around a while?
Oh, we've been here for a long time. My husband was born here.
All right, good. Well, okay, then Lakewood, you know all about Lakewood, and it's Lakewood Auto Electric, and he serves the whole metro area, 303-713-8255. Well, I'm Tom Martino. We got a lot going on. We love what we do. Stick around for more of it.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing we get all the time. All the time. Yeah, I know. I know. But you know, it's like you guys' stuff. When you do it every day, it's really what we like.
It's almost not intermittent. You got guys that all got the internet.
That kind of thing is fun. That kind of thing is not that bad. Like Tom was saying, multiple systems that are failing all at the same time. It should be somewhat straightforward.
I like what you say. When you said there could be a rodent issue, and he said, "Yeah, it was your brother-in-law."
You know, that does ring a little bit of a rodent damage type of problem. You choose the right power supply wire, just the right one, and it took out all of those. Those things all share the same exact power supply. Door locks, orange, daytime running lights.
That too with aftermarket alarms, where they tap in and it'll shoot a whole system like that. Your horn's going off while you're driving down the road.
The other thing can be moisture. If water got in the car, but then they changed the body DCM, so that's probably not.
I think that would take care of that issue.
Yeah.
Or at least create a new one. A different one.
But they took it upon themselves to try to resolve it. They did a pretty good effort.
The ability to manage key areas of your financial life in retirement with one firm. Blue Heron Capital.
What do they have paid for that to junkyards?
Let's meet and talk about your retirement.
You know,
Well,
It's probably paid $75, $100, something like that.
Is that half
but
or?
some of those BCMs are a one-time flash. So it's a brick. They bought it and it's a brick. It's useless.
Sometimes you buy a used one and put it in and you can't rewind and flash it. And, yeah.
In the cars, you know, the computer generally don't make a mistake. If they work correctly. Generally, it's an input or an output. You know, like your keyboard or mouse on your computer.
Right.
Or the display might fail. The motherboard itself really it fails altogether.
So one time flash, why would they do that? In fact, in case there's a...
Some of the earlier cams, you have to put all the specifications into the part. Use the same module for different parts. So you have to load, and then just let you go back.
We have anybody make Marina,
So it may not trigger everything in the box.
make it break that day.
And I lose some features.
And I do not forget.
I know you don't. And she's like, no, it's definitely Tom Schmidt.
In generic 20 milligrams for
Still wait.
Marley Drug is a North Carolina.
Sean Spicer resigns
No way, did
press
it?
secretary.
Thank God.
Who, yeah, it
It's
was
such a fucking...
Did they say who's going to get? You know, they were talking about the one on the 5 on Fox, that she's dark-haired girl, her husband just died. Really pretty, very smart.
That'd be great.
American Financing wants to say a huge thank you.
But she's very
If you
pro-Trump.
haven't taken advantage of your VA benefits, then
Spicer
now is
just
the time
isn't-
before rates go up again. Call American Financing.
Smooth. It was not smooth.
It's a mess right now.
For your new home purchase or
The only thing is, Trump shouldn't have said anything like he did about Jeff Sessions and stuff. That was bad.
First of all, we're not allowed to talk politics in this city. I just want to say something. Politics aside, seriously, I actually like some of Donald Trump's stands on things. I do. In fact, most of his stands on certain things, he just doesn't fucking express them properly. He is a fucking moron. I thought he was maybe a genius because he's so rich. He does not know how to win people. He doesn't know how. He does not know how to get things done. He is too used to... He had money from the beginning of his life. He was able to dictate. When one person can dictate, you can be successful in business. It will never work in a country of hundreds of millions of people and a Congress and representatives. You can't do it. You have to love people. He's a fucking... He's brutal. What kind of a president is going to worry about a goddamn tweet and tweet back? You hit, I come out hitting harder. That is a baby in a schoolyard. That's not a president. And by the way, I can't fucking stand the Democrats either. I can't stand any of them. But I will tell you that goddamn Barack Obama had tact, and he had diplomacy, and he had style, right? Bill Clinton had that. George Bush didn't. Ronald Reagan had it. I mean, even Nixon had it. He was a dishonest prick, but he had that. I just don't like his demeanor. He's just an embarrassment. Isn't he an embarrassment?
He is.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Yes, I promise never to talk politics, and I'm sorry if you're watching online. We just have a lot of discussions online, okay? But that has nothing to do with this show, really. We sometimes talk. Anyway, this is, I'm talking to the people listening on YouTube, Facebook. What about iHeart? Brutus, on our iHeart app, when we go to breaks, what happens?
Usually you hear commercials, not necessarily the same commercials that I play in here, but there are commercials that are kind of designated for, for the show.
And then when people download us, because we get downloaded hundreds of thousands of times, what happens then?
There are no commercials in the download. I take out
Do
all the
they
commercials.
hear us, though, during the breaks?
They don't, no.
Oh, okay.
No, it's basically just the content for what you put on the air.
All right. So the only place you hear us during the breaks is on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're just an online listener, man, I'd love for you to message us or give us a shout-out, email us, and let us know where you're listening from. live@troubleshooter.com is the general email for that kind of stuff. Seth, what's going on with your tires?
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
So I purchased 5 tires from a company called Treadright Tires in Texas. I was familiar with them because I've known other people who had run them not super recently, but in the past, and didn't have any problems. They started as a retread company and then moved into still retreads, but doing a bead-to-bead remold. So from side to side.
Yes.
I've got a big single rear wheel 1-ton Dodge. I don't pull anything with it. It's actually got a topper mounted on it permanently, but I run basically 35-inch tires on it. They can be expensive, and I thought, well, I've seen that, I've had other people that have these and like them. They have a 2-year warranty. Everything seems really good.
All right, so where are we going with it? Where's the problem, bro?
I had a tire at 3,000 miles that lost a chunk of tread while driving. Luckily, I didn't wreck. And then at 14,000 miles, I had another tire lose a huge chunk of tread. Luckily, I didn't wreck that time either. When I looked at the other tires at that point in time, I discovered that the sidewall on all of them was cracking, peeling away, and things.
All right,
of that
so the tires are lousy.
Yes.
Why? Here are the photographs I see.
I'm going to suspect that they
now,
don't
are
have
these
good
yours?
Manufacturing process. Yes, I still have them at my house.
Well, Suzanne,
I had to buy
Suzanne, this guy. Can I ask you
tires.
something? How did you post this? What is this site I'm looking at? What is it? I mean, Suzanne, what is this website?
It's a link to pictures that he sent. You have to scroll down. If you hit next, you go to something else.
No, I see. They're different posts by different people.
Yeah.
What is this website?
I
I'm just
have no
asking.
idea.
No, I'm asking him. Oh. What is this website?
The Imgur is just a photo hosting website.
Oh, okay, okay.
It allowed me to. I took 110.
I would like people.
Photos.
I would like people to look it up. That's why I said so. It's IMGUR. Okay, so that's basically India, Mike, Golf, Uniform, Romeo. Imgar.com. That's Indian, Mike, Golf, Uniform, Romeo. Imgar.com. Then do a slash and an A. Then another slash. And UKCXO. Now, they're all uppercase. I don't know if that's important. UKCXO. Now, then you see his photos, basically, on this one page. Now, I want my guys to look at these photos, though. So, guys, did you go to that website I told you about just now, guys? You didn't write it down, did you? Okay, come on over here and look at them and tell me what you think. I don't... Go to that this one here. That looks like a scraping, right? Now, did you take this new? Are these new?
They were new tires. I paid for 5 new tires.
All right, so what does this measurement mean to me?
So along with all of the photos, I was simply measuring the tread to show the amount of wear that was on them and the time I had them.
Wait, wait. So these photos were taken after they were mounted and used?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
This is after I had to take them off.
Well, how long did you wear?
Buying new tires.
How long were they on?
Under a year.
What's that?
Under 1 year.
Okay, but this is a problem. He's got 14,000 miles on these tires. These are not taken. I mean, I don't know if this. I mean, this is really. I'm not saying they're good tires or that you don't have an issue, but you have 14,000 miles. I don't know how they came though. They're bad tires. Are they? Okay, there's a difference between poor quality and defective.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we got to figure this out. Did you just buy poor quality tires, or did you buy defective tires? And do you think they owe you anything? You got a year out of them, or you got 14,000. What are they willing? Are they willing to do anything?
They have a 2-year warranty.
Yes.
I had a lot of conversations with them about it. So when I got the 5 tires,
what did they say? Basically, I want to get to what they're going to do for you. What are they going to do?
After they told me they wouldn't do anything, and I had to spend $1,200 to get new tires because I couldn't drive my truck, they then told me that they would send me 4 tires if I paid shipping and handling, which they could not define. And my problem with that was I just spent $1,200 to buy a whole new set of tires because I couldn't drive my truck, and it's the only vehicle I have for myself.
So how much did you pay for these tires originally each? How much?
I paid $800 for the tires, and then I had to take them to a shop and have them mounted.
Yeah, I understand. Everyone has to do that. So you paid $800 for 5.
Yes,
so you paid $160 a tire. Okay, that's not dirt. That's not overly expensive, but it's certainly not a cheap. So I don't know, guys. It's hard to say because he has 14,000 miles on him. I can't tell. I mean, you got bad tires. Why'd you take them off?
If you look at the additional pictures beyond the 2 that had the tread come out, the sidewalls on all of the tires, every single one, are splitting and peeling off of the tire.
But these are retread tires, right? You're saying that they retread these tires.
Yes, sir.
So the sidewalls already have more years on them
No, sir. They do a bead-to-bead retread, so they recover the sidewall as well.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've heard of that, but that they take what Mark calls the carcass and then retread. Speaking of Mark, I just want to tell people he's on his way to Fort Lupton to help that woman up in Fort Lupton. We'll tell you about that story, and he's going to go live with us in a little while. So listen, Seth, what do you ask? So bottom line, if they're going to give you 4 tires, and you pay,
I refuse.
Okay, what do you want What do you want right now?
You know,
what do you want?
I'd love to have my money back, but I'd also love to tell everybody so they don't have the same problems I did.
You're not going to get your money back. You're just not.
I know.
You're not going to get a refund. You may get something. Hold on, Mark was listening too. Mark, are you on your way to Fort Lupton?
Man, I'm almost here. I don't care what Rolly says. Holy moly, this place is far away.
Well, it really isn't when, it's a half hour basically from North Denver. But anyway, Mark, what do you think about these tires?
Well, I wanted to understand, what size rim do these go on?
A 17-inch rim. They're a 315 70 R17.
Man, that's pretty. I got to tell you, Tom, $800 for those, man. That is cheap.
That's cheap.
I don't know what you expect. If you went to like Goodyear or Big O or somewhere and got a major brand tire in that size, I mean, you could easily be at $1,600 to $2,000 out the door.
Oh no,
yes,
but
sir,
that did not include
my truck with hand-cooked tires that cost me $1,200. Yes, sir.
Right, but that $800 did not include balancing or installation.
Yeah, I understand that. That's what I'm saying. $800 though for
the
those tires is dirt cheap.
Okay,
man.
all right.
I don't know what to expect out of dirt cheap recaps if it is defective.
So Mark, I was wrong basically when I said, well, 160, that's not dirt cheap. You say it is, right?
That's cheap. That's cheap.
I said that at the start of the conversation.
Okay. So what do you think he should expect, Mark? You didn't see the photos, right?
I guess I don't get to expect anything. I just don't understand that.
If they're going to send him new tires for him paying shipping, he needs to take that deal. Now, if they try to tell him shipping's like, $1,000, well, of course we know something's wrong. Hey, real quick, I'm getting ready to pull up at this dealership. If I've got signal out here next to the cow, I'm going to go ahead and go Facebook Live and talk with her. Really, my entire purpose in this, I don't want to piss this guy off at first, because really what I want to do, Tom, is either get her a full refund or get her full credit and into a real vehicle and figure out if they had the title or not. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to go down. I don't think I'm going to take my normal tactic of getting in this guy's face right away.
No, that's good. That's good. I don't know. You're right. You're right. We don't know where it stands at this point, and we will handle it. And I want to recap it. So when do you think you'll be coming back to us so I can recap this just in time? Let's take this break because that'll give you some time, okay?
All right, bye.
All right, good. I'm going to take a break and then recap the story. Meanwhile, Seth, we'll call Tread Right to try to get a price for you on shipping and handling. I mean, you have a right to ask that. But Seth, really, I mean, you bought cheap tires. You got $14,000 out of them. They're still not. I would say you still could have gotten more use. You're afraid because of safety, right? You think they might just.
Yes, sir. I literally.
Have you ever looked? Have you ever looked on the? Have you ever looked on the online reviews?
Yes, sir. So unfortunately, after the fact, I found pages and pages of verified purchases on Trustpilot.
Yeah.
With people that all had very similar issues to mine, of which Tread Right ignored them, didn't honor the 2-year warranty.
All right.
At all.
Now, I have a question regarding the use of the tire. How are you using these? Are you four-wheeling over rocks
Highway
a lot?
miles, sir. I live in Fort Collins. I work for a restaurant company in Denver, and I drive on the interstate. I don't tow. I carry a full suspension mountain bike on my truck. That's the biggest thing I carry.
All right, man. Listen, let's give him a quick call, but I got to tell you, Seth, shipping and handling, if it's reasonable, take the deal at least, even if you have to sell them. I have to tell you.
I agree.
You took the cheap way out. You got cheap tires. They're not, I don't know.
Sort of get what you pay for sometimes.
It's too bad. I'm sorry about it. Century RV. Yes, RVs are vehicles, right? Today is car day. And I got to tell you, if you're looking for RVs, I love Century because they have new and used. I also like them because they have a service department. Now, all these guys here are great at service, but they can't get RVs in their garage. big, tall, giant RV. These guys will do Class A's, B's, C's, and they also have finished beautiful new big giant buses here and there. They have some used heavy stuff, big stuff, small stuff, everything you need in RVs. You'll find just north of Denver on the 119 turnoff to Longmont. It's called Sentry, as in the 100 mark Sentry. SentryRV.com, 303-453-1111, 453-1111.
Yeah, Treadright's guarantee is after a year or before 1 year full tire replacement.
Before 1 year?
What? But for what?
For the tires.
For what kind of?
For what?
Full tire replacements, for warranty tires.
For what?
Tires are worn, it doesn't say.
Dan,
right.
for a blowout? For wearing?
Well,
For
it
what?
doesn't say. That doesn't, I don't know.
That's what I don't understand. Like a warranty, when people say that against this or this, I mean, I don't see what. There's nothing wrong with the tire.
It's not a uniform wear. No. It's one particular spot. To me, like it tends to rot.
There's something.
Ryan, my technical producer says when you're talking straight and then you turn to look at Tom, you lose the voice.
Is that where I'm losing?
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is this, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The mic I won't pick up. Otherwise, here we're both. So that would be perfect. So now you're looking at plus talk. That would be the way to go.
Okay, so that is
That's what that looks like.
Okay.
Looks like that.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why I look at you, but I do.
No, but well, we're talking. You know, it's weird. It wouldn't be like
from one side to the
I don't know.
other.
It's weird because we don't have a lot of people like really except for each other.
Yeah.
They do. And
So you're saying that's where it's cut right there? And
So what do you think, Jess?
The
What?
sidewall that he's afraid of right here, they don't cover the sidewalls. You can see they start from here and go around.
Yeah.
I was trying to get on their website to see their videos so they could show what they do, but
I don't know much
I don't
about
think they
retreads,
do.
but I didn't think they did sidewalks on retreads.
I'm the same way. I know a little bit, but not enough to argue with them.
When you see them on the highway off of the semis, it seems like a
They don't
flat
cover
band.
the sidewalls. I mean, he says B to B, he thinks all the way around. I don't think they go all the way to the
Road
B.
hazard
It'd be pretty hard to
is
make
not
that
covered
stick,
by
I'll tell you.
I'm telling you. And even when you look at the damage, that's not.
You got a good deal. I got tires on my Yukon Denali at Costco. Cost me
They're saying that's not
Right, right.
$1,000
That's how I read it.
for
Road
flat
hazard
tires.
is
Almost.
not
He paid,
got Michelin.
he paid for our tire prices for truck tires. I mean,
Yeah.
Why would they cover that? So here it says tread block chunking, they're not covering.
Buying tires for my little vintage RV that I bought the other day.
yeah. But he's got more than the block chunky. See, it's where all the way down.
But if you look at this, I mean, it looks like an interior rubber anyway. This
It's
was a drive.
75. You
Right.
know the
So
blue
does
stripe?
this down here, this right here. See
Remember
where
the command
it's
center?
like almost like he ran on a flat, but see, with that would have been all the way
Yeah,
down.
these
That
Chinese
was the command center and the army base. It's really
maybe
weird
try that.
looking
I don't know what they
GMC.
tried
No,
to
it's an
see.
A-class.
Right here,
GMC.
see?
It looks like an
Where it looks like a
Airstream.
flat, like when
Looks
you
like an
ride on
Airstream
it,
with the motor.
but because it's not all
1975
the way
GMC
around,
motorhome.
he obviously didn't run on it, but I bet the tire that
The
like the
previous
rear tire,
tire had been run.
exactly.
From
It
the
was
guy
right
that
there.
What would you say, Jeff?
worked for the workers steel union is one of these.
That tire
Yeah,
already
one of these.
good shape.
Right.
30,000
Flat,
miles.
somebody drove on it. That's what that damage
Oh,
is.
that's what that is.
And it's, here you can see
Remember
there's
the
only
AM
one that's
doesn't
showing through, but that's what it is. It's the original tire before you bought it.
Casing is actually damaged.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. So the inside of it,
The
all
only,
these
you know what?
only RV built by a major manufacturer. But these rolled out of Detroit, out of the factory.
You know what? That should have got you home. And then
This looks like the Stripes one, like the one from the movie Stripes.
This actually doesn't look bad.
No, they're sweet. They're
I
hilarious.
when I give
Mine
people
is
a quote, I found them online for $800. You got
But
good luck with
look, see,
that.
they redo them, and they sell them for 150 grand.
I'm trying to see how much they show exactly what they retread.
How do they make them?
It's part of
But
an
it's able to show
part of an
how far
estate.
they, if they retread.
It was an estate, and the kids didn't
If they
mind.
go
I was
from a
like,
certain point
are you
to a certain
sure that
point.
none of you guys
They
are
have
20
lots
years
of
old? You sure you want to take Ramps RV out? You know, I can probably help you get it running. They're like, no, we just want to sell it because we don't know what's wrong with
There's
it.
the things that don't.
I was like, I'll tell you what.
That should have gave them.
This is different. This is
So
not
here's their
so
process of inspection. So
But
this
it's
is
these.
this is
It's all these.
inspected tires.
It's all these. 26 feet,
Fluffy.
you know. front-wheel drive,
new rubber.
Shore auto
So it
engine,
looks like
front-wheel
it's better than
drive.
America.
So there's no actual drive shaft in the back.
Well,
You step in, you can walk all the way to the back. There's no, it's built like an airplane.
I mean, it's in the U.S.
There's no wood on it.
In China.
It's all aluminum.
Oh, this is
like an airplane.
right. So I googled
They're built well.
Built really, really well. Really.
where are tread right tires.
Yeah. So,
Oh, okay.
but you know what? The tires.
And the manufacturer about to put one
$275
down
each.
manufacturing
This
process.
was.
But that's
Oh, sure.
not all. Ovation is featuring a limited
That's what they
edition
want.
6-item summer essentials set.
A couple grand later, you have
I'm not sure
tires.
if costly
You
tires
don't
are
dare
all
go
the
anywhere without replacing it. They've been sitting for 20 years. They took air, and I'm driving it around with 20-year-old tires.
And where did you find out about their
Before I
warranty?
take it anywhere.
On their website?
On the warranty, yeah, that was the very
So get thicker, stronger, longer, and healthier looking hair now with free shipping at ovationhair.com.
Boy, they got a lot of things they don't cover on their website, Tom.
K-How at checkout. That's ovationhair.com and select Talk Radio 630 K-How at checkout. Hurry, free shipping ends soon.
Warranty.
chunky.
There you go.
Why wouldn't you cover it chunky?
Because it's a reach.
Well, chunky is just the new rubber though.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Never mind. This crowdsourcing link I got, a guy raising money. He's raised $364,994, and I absolutely cannot believe what it's for. Oh my God. And no, I'm not going to invest in this. I'm just telling you, it is. So anyway, he claims in sales, how many? Millions of dollars in sales. Although, and people have invested $364,994 in this machine that's called Auto Blow. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you look on Indiegogo or something, Indiegogo, it's a crowdsourcing site.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Okay. Somebody, why would anyone think I would invest in that? I don't know, but okay. That is probably the strangest thing I have ever seen people trying to raise money for. He says he cannot keep them in stock. Okay. You're all very wise not to go there. Thank you.
I don't know where you can go.
Gary, what's going on with your electrical issue in a Volvo? Now, let me tell you something. The older Volvos, oh my God, did they have... when it comes to the electrical, they didn't have Lucas Electrics, did they?
Yeah, they
did they?
Did.
Oh my God,
Did, yeah.
Lucas Electrics. Same with the Jaguar. Does the 08 have Lucas?
08, I don't think so.
Okay, so what's going on, Gary?
Hey, I've got a weight Volvo. And by the way, John, I'm listening to you on iHeart.
Oh, thank you very much. So
yeah, you're welcome.
What's going on with this Volvo?
Occasionally, it just won't start. I mean, the battery is totally dead. I've replaced the battery. I've taken it to the Volvo dealer. I've taken it to other mechanics. Nobody can find out what's going on.
Yeah, you know, I mean...
It'll absolutely drain the battery overnight. You go out there, it won't start, it won't do anything. You have to manually unlock the doors.
Yep. Sounds like a classic parasitic drain, but how often is it doing this? Like, does it do it once a week? Does it do it once a month?
It's done it 3 times in the last year.
Yeah, that's
and
pretty...
obviously every time in a pretty shitty...
Any ideas?
It's a drain. It's a drain, so that's...
Oh, yeah, you got a machine that tracks those.
It's a drain. That's the tough part with these cars nowadays. When you get this kind of symptom...
Gary, listen to this. A lot of problems come from parasitic drain, or a drain that is either abnormal or, in some cases, normal. Okay, so explain what your machine does.
Yeah, so we invented a device that actually tests exactly for that condition. It gets third party into the vehicle, and the difference is that we're able to operate the entire vehicle. So we trigger you know, all of the systems, navigation, heater, power windows, all the engine performance stuff, transmission systems, and everything. And then we lock the car just like you would, and we observe what happens to these current profiles. And we invented a machine that quantifies that information and helps us determine what the problem is, if there's a problem, and if so, you know, where the problem is at. Traditionally, you do it with an ammeter, and it's just
how long does it take?
It depends on the drain of the vehicle. The machine adapts to the power curve of the vehicle. So I don't even know. I mean, it depends on what the car is doing, and so it has the ability.
Well, like, give me an idea of what it would cost, Gary, to run this diagnostic. Do you think?
We would need probably about $125 to $200 roughly to run this test. And there's a battery of tests. Sometimes it seems like a drain, but it's more you know, high resistance across battery terminals that don't allow the battery to be charged with correctly, you know, to begin with. Or you got a charging system. You might have a charging system that's got a blown diode that's eluding everybody. So there's a battery of tests that we need to do before we assume it has a drain, and then we'll test it for a drain. But that sounds like a classic example of a parasitic drain that's pestering. Yep.
Okay, I appreciate that.
So that I mean, he's saying it's a parasitic drain somewhere. That's what he's saying. So basically,
something's engaging. Something's coming on incorrectly. You have a relay that's sticking when you turn the vehicle off, and it should open its gate and not allow power to flow anymore. And because it's old and worn, it's malfunctioning. Or you have a computer that's not going to sleep. These computers in these cars remain on for a period after you turn the ignition off, and then they figure out, well, you know, Gary's going to 7-Eleven or Gary's going home for the evening, and they sort of determine what's happening, and then according to doors, jar switches, and so forth, it determines that it needs to clock down, and they clock down. So we have to analyze all those things.
So,
yep.
Gary, Lakewood Auto Electric, where are you located? You said you're listening on iHeart, but are you local?
Actually, I'm in Greeley.
Greeley, okay.
Heading to Kansas right now.
Oh, bro, but it's a definite, though. He'll find it. That's what's great about it. He'll find it. 303-713-8255. That's the important thing. By the way, if you need a reverse mortgage. Now, if you're 62, anybody raise your hand. If you're 62 and have equity, you may want to get a lump sum of cash, a line of credit for an emergency, or maybe monthly payments. What it does is it eats at your equity, and the interest goes on there and eats at your equity. The idea is to have money to live on when you're older, and screw the equity. You're not going to leave it to anybody. You're going to use it. Now, it doesn't always use up all the equity, but here's the good thing. Even if it does, they can never take more than the home itself. Your estate will never go into the negative. They'll simply take the house, or you can sell it if there's a profit and keep the money. I don't normally explain it to this degree, but if you're interested, I only really trust Approval Reverse to give you the lowdown, because they'll tell you if you're a good candidate or not. And if you're not, don't do it. I mean, there's nothing to lose. It could be a retirement tool for you. 303-771-3528, 771-3528. The website is approvalreverse.com. I like them because, as I said, they take a look at your whole situation and will never recommend it unless it puts you in a better position. Approvalreverse.com.
I looked up that invention you invested in.
I didn't invest in it. You sound like Mark now. See, that's oh my God!
Someone said that to you?
No, but seriously.
There's a lot of lonely people out there, Tom. Not everybody.
But this guy gets serious about it when he says, you know, on a serious note, he gets so much publicity. But on a serious note, he said something about, you know, it prevents disease and keeps guys from being idiots. And
how about that?
They're at home. And
how about that? I don't know. Maybe it does. I mean, the porn industry is massive. Massive, right?
I mean, you know,
it might be a good investment. You shouldn't just blow it
guys
up.
can do what they want. Guys can do what they want. They're private. I'm not going to, you know, judge anybody. But I'm thinking it doesn't objectify anyone. It's not porn.
Can you imagine
though? No, porn objectifies people. It turns them into objects. It really does. I mean, men or women. This is just private. Yourself, right?
Yeah.
Imagine though dying and your kids
Doesn't
take
hurt
through.
What the hell? Not the kind of thing that can be inherited.
Like you said, don't just blow this off now.
Can't be so quick to blow this off.
Severe storm season is here, and that's why you need to call Golden. I guess on the opposite side, the women and stuff.
They've had, you know, it's about time that men catch up. You know.
Golden Spike Roofing, when your roof needs a fix.
You guys deal with much in terms of grains and like parasitic grains or anything like that? Non-starting
I mean,
issues?
most of the stuff we do is hands-on mechanical. I mean, you know, probably 80% of our workload is transmission overhaul. Or transportation, whatever the case may be, overhaul.
It's just
When it comes to electrical, it really depends on what kind of time I have available. You know, if I've got 20 cars on deck, and I've got one that I'm going to be spending 4 or 5 hours in troubleshooting. Now I'm doing this for not one deliver the 20 cars, but the customer is waiting for me to do that lengthy troubleshooting. You're much better off to send it to somebody like yourself, so you're getting the service that you're actually paying for.
Sounds like you have some equipment over there.
Well, we manufacture this tool now, and it's crazy. It's so much better than the old way. We have a couple of them at the shop, and they're being used continuously.
Okay.
You know,
that's one of the hardest things to diagnose. I mean,
you
put a little clamp on there and let it sit for an hour, and then go back and check it. Like that takes, you know how it is. That takes forever.
This you do the same thing, but it comes back and it tells you if it passes or fails. And if it fails, you hit diagnosis, and it'll help you find it. Like, it'll dig at you, give you an audible, a visual, and numerical if you have a standard by which to compare the data to, which a lot of times it's hard to get. The manufacturer simply doesn't provide you with that information. Where should this car be at 2 hours? Where should it be in 30 minutes? Where should it be in 15 minutes? You don't have that. They tell you suspect anything north of 50 milliamps after you looked at it from 2 to 6 hours. Well, that doesn't help me in hour 3. And it's doing this. It's doing this white noise on top. How do I know if that's okay?
That's right or not.
Well, we put all that into a device that analyzes that for you and tells you if it's okay or not. Because you do it while you're at lunch.
You come check that device out.
You don't have to be there. Yeah. You should buy one.
Yeah, you just got to pull fuses off one at a time.
Oh yeah, we do that all day long.
They're $16.99.
Every time you pull a fuse or a relay, then you have to wait for it to fall back to sleep before you can go on to the next one.
But
so
here's
these guys for that.
We thought of that too. And so when the system fails, if it fails a test, it latches on to the current that failed the algorithm.
Okay.
So when the current's doing this, you're not looking for this one, you're not looking for this one, you're looking for the one that failed the algorithm. And that might happen in 3 minutes or in 3 hours. You know? And so that's what fails, and that's what you're looking for. So you can pull, we recommend voltage drop tests. For analyzing the current flow across fuses to determine which one is the one that is carrying that unwanted load. But a lot of techs don't know how to do a voltage drop test. You know, and we provide you with a chart for a voltage drop test. But a lot of fuses don't have test points now, or they're underneath the fuse line on a dash that you can't get to them. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. This is the only show anywhere of its kind getting directly involved in your life. Spread the word. Been going on 40 years. You would hope that people would just learn and we could spread the word. We're trying to spread the word on YouTube and on Facebook and on iHeartRadio and on the radio here in Denver, KHOW and KRDO in Colorado Springs. And thank you for being part of it. Please, as I said, we take the lone voices, put them all together. It used to be a time when you were frustrated. No one really heard you. I mean, what are you going to do? You tell your friends, you know what happened to me? I went to that place and this guy did this and this guy did that. But okay, that was it. Now when you say it, other people with the same problem go, yeah, it happened to me too. And then they call. And then we get a movement going against that particular product or service. And it really helps. We aggregate the voices, put them all together. Okay, Amber, what's going on with Enterprise? What's happening?
So we rented a car May 10th to June 2nd, or June 1st, roundabout. And we had this vehicle for that long of a time. We only put around about 71 miles is what they told us on the vehicle in the time that we had it, because my son was unable to drive because he was in a car wreck. When we didn't have that vehicle out on the road, we kept it in our garage. We have a double-car garage with only one space available, so we put our own personal vehicles outside and kept this car in the garage. Well, Enterprise has now submitted that we have damaged the vehicle with hail. And there was only one hailstorm on May 26th that they told us about, and it was in the surrounding areas. So Pueblo, I live in Colorado Springs, North Colorado Springs, and the hail was in Calhoun, Monument, Palmer Lake, Pueblo.
Well, it either happened or it didn't, right, dear?
Right, and so we are fighting against it because we didn't have this car in hail. And what was interesting is some of the other charges that they are also charging us were written damages that were written on their sheet before we even took the vehicle.
Well, then, okay. Well, when you inspected the vehicle, they all let you inspect it. Did you note the hail damage?
I noted that there were dents on the trunk, on the doors, on the hood, but she told me that if the dent or whatever was within this window on this little keychain that they take out to inspect the vehicle, that they just they don't care about that. It's probably about a 3-inch circle. And so they put it on the dent or whatever you find, and then they say, well, we're not going to write it down because it's within this circle.
But hold on. So, you know, I want to know one thing first. Is there hail damage or not? Is there hail damage?
So. There's like 3 dents on the roof, 3 dents on the hood, and a dent on the trunk.
Okay, listen, I gotta go to Mark. I think he's at that car dealership, and I just want to tell you that she bought a car from a guy, and she had some problems with it, took it back there to be repaired. He repaired a couple things, but then on the third time, he just sent it to a salvage yard. He had somebody tow it away without her knowledge, and she couldn't get it back because they said she's not the owner. It's registered to someone else. So we want to know, how did that happen, and is he going to help her out? She never got title. She overpaid for this vehicle, and it's a mess. I feel really bad for this woman, so Mark decided to go up and meet with her. What's going on, Mark?
All right, listen, man, I'm going to go through what I know is as close to fact as we're going to figure out, and the reason I say that is the stories all mesh between the caller, the dealership, and the tow truck company or the repo, whatever you want to call them.
Good.
So here's the deal. They bought the vehicle. There was a few things wrong with it. You know, they bought it as is, but these guys fixed it. So
right.
She gets it back. They got to bring it over to Firestone to get an alignment. One of the things they fixed on it was a wheel bearing and a tie rod end, but when they fixed it, they don't have an alignment machine here. They go over to Firestone, they get the alignment done. I looked at the printout on the alignment. After the tie rod was installed, the alignment's fine. So in other words, there's no problem with the alignment. The truck's actually apparently in good shape now. Everything she wanted fixed. And by the way, she still wants this vehicle, as long as it's not going to wear out tires every 3 months, which according to the printout from Firestone, I know how to read these, it's not going to be wearing tires. It looks fine. Now, here's where it gets complicated. They got frustrated because something on that printout from Firestone, the caster was a hair bit out of whack, just a hair. It doesn't matter. It's not going to wear tires. So for whatever reason, they drove it down here. Whether the place was closed or open, I still don't know.
Okay.
But they dropped it off, apparently left your keys in it, and just left. Like, here, take your truck back. And then that was it. Apparently they didn't call. They didn't do anything. These people knew they were upset, but like a week goes by or a period of time goes by, the truck's just sitting there.
She said she's dropped it off to be fixed. She didn't say she surrendered it.
No, they brought it back because they were angry and dropped it off in the parking lot. I mean, that's it.
So the guy had it. The guy had it rightfully towed.
Well, yeah, but after a few days. Now, the weird part is the tow truck driver says, you know, they towed it, acting like they didn't know anything about it, but it really doesn't matter. I guess in a way it was abandoned, even though they did know kind of what was going on. That the woman was angry. But here's a whole new problem to this. The guy at the dealership is willing to do something. He's willing to pay maybe $300, something like that. But it's $700 to pick up, But the real problem is there's no key anywhere. No one's got the key. When they towed it, there was no key, according to the tow truck driver. The dealership says no key. The folks that called said they left the key in it. So now we got a vehicle we couldn't even go pick up if we wanted to today.
Well, how difficult is it to key it?
What year is that truck again, Mark?
It's an 05. It's going to have to be keyed.
It's going to have it's going to need 2 keys. Yeah, it's going to need 2 keys to be programmed. So it's not super easy.
No, but we got to go get the VIN number, then we'd have it programmed. But that's just now we're talking. What do you think, Brian? Another $200 to get some keys?
Easily, 3? Those keys are $30 each, and you need.
So what about the ownership issue, though, Mark? Even if she did have it, apparently she can't get it.
No, the tow driver, and I talked to him at length. He said, "Listen, all I did is when she called up, she never even went down there, and she admits it. When she called up, she basically said, 'Hey, you guys have my vehicle. I need to pick it up.' And he goes, 'Well, who are you?' And he goes, 'Well,
all right, we're running out of time. I want to come right back to first up out of the next hour. See, it's already different than she told us, and that ticks me off a little because she said she went down to the junkyard and he wouldn't look at her paperwork. I'm not liking this. Hold on.
It's not the end of the world. The key guy can go out there and flash it on site and do it. But it is, and Mark's right,
with the registration,
it's going to be about $200.
With a registration, and then you can go walk into the dealership and cut it right there.
Yes, but then you need to program it at the car.
Yeah, a lot of them do remote programming.
Yearly, which is completely secured by the government. They
Where you go
will show you how to do this inside your own retirement accounts. So if you're looking to become a real estate investor without
do a lot of programming,
call 1-800-643-6711.
We do a fair amount, yeah.
To get your free
Have somebody that comes in and does a lot of programming for me.
Rob Myers or Rob
He does a lot of programming for us.
We're doing a lot of that in the house now. I've used Rob for a lot of things. His biggest failing is only the tan models.
Yeah, I know. And some Japanese too, actually. He's pretty good on the domestic stuff.
We're able to do stuff now. We've got a wrapping machine that we literally just hook the thing up and it's done remotely. So you hook it up, you enter in all the information, you dial up, if they're available to go right away, if not, they call you back, set the cycle up. Most of them don't take long at all, you're on the phone. Now the Nissans, however, those can take up to like 3 hours. So once you got everything going, everything else, obviously keep your vacuum charger sitting on there. And walk away from the car. When they're ready for you, they call you back. You walk over there, you do the 2 cycles you got to do, and you're done.
Do you pay per car on that one then?
$125
per car?
For every time you use it. Okay. So, if something happens, i.e. we just did a Pathfinder that, with a valve body and a Tecum on it. And this is the first time I've seen it. We got a bad valve body from Nissan. Well, now, technically, the people who run that wrapping machine are not Nissan, but they're in bed with Nissan doing this. So we called back. First of all, it was inside the first 10 days, so there's only like a warranty period for that anyway. They just went ahead and we did it for free. What happens in the future if I really valve body goes down in 6 months? I don't know how.
Rightfully so for that crime. For that crime. Just that everybody thinks it's a murder.
It's called wrapping, yeah. It's a remote access program.
Because my ex remember $20. We're doing it all in house, but we pay per time we get it, and then our guys have to run through all the program, which could tie them up for 1 to 4 hours depending on the machine,
Right.
Unfortunately, I haven't used them. That's one of the problems with those, but some of them mixed species and they're
yeah. Now, I mean, they're growing on what they're able to do for us. They do the big 3. They do Nissan, they do Toyota, and whatnot. Some of the European stuff, they just get into that. So, but more and more is becoming available. But yeah, we're hook it up and walk away. If it's doing other jobs, I get a phone call and it's ready to rock and roll.
That's worth $125.
For whatever reason.
Right there.
Yeah.
And now you guys can go make money rather than sit there and
well, even if you have Robert, and Robert's typically $95 to $125 depending on what he's doing anyway.
Yeah.
And you've got to wait for him. It's usually the next day before he
gets usually that's the biggest problem is that we can't hold cars for 2 days. We need to just move them. We don't have and so sometimes he's a day or 2 out. So it's a little rough. But normally
or when he goes on vacation. Yeah. And also he's just gone.
Normally we have a repair with that vehicle, so usually we do the repair in between the time that he comes to program. We use the dealers a lot too, you know, they give us really good
If you can
rates.
sometimes, because I mean, if you're putting in a computer and now you've got no start.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we'll take it down, you know, with the old computer in it and have them change it, switch it out. But a couple of the Chrysler guys give us really, really good deals. You know?
So
they send work over to us. And so
we used to have the guys up the road at Centennial that, you know, they just pull up to the back door, bring the full pack of 20 $20 bill, and I'll take care of it.
That's a better price right there. That's a better price.
Well, it doesn't cost them anything. It's just pure butter.
Time, yeah. But you know, we've seen a lot of issues with these TRS, you know, the transmission range sensors on the Chryslers, like the Dodge trucks and stuff. Man, they get replaced and they come in still with some issues, you know, intermittent starting, you know, they're tough because they're inside and, you know, we get a lot from Cotman transmission and from AC transmission. We get a lot of work.
Which one? On Colfax 970?
Yeah.
Because the one on Colfax Power
Ryan.
is gone.
I think it was the same owner, but he just has
Well,
to
Jim
work.
Schuler used to own both of those.
Oh, okay.
But
You know Brian, the big guy? Super nice guy. He owns the one.
Brian was the son of Kingwisher's son.
Okay.
So
really nice guy.
Redhead?
I don't know. I don't think he's rich. He's well, by kid, our age, but he's like this. Really smart guy. Takes really good care of his customers. He's a smart guy. When you get one from him, man, get ready to pull your hair out. He could do it.
It's going to be a fun one.
It's brutal.
By using the equity in your home.
Do you have the paperwork, Tom, on that? Do you have that paperwork? From that one who works at? Oh, no, I don't. Or did we get it?
Oh, yeah, you gave it to me the other day. I think I gave it back or gave it to Mark.
So one thing that she had bought a warranty with it. It was $2,200.
I remember that.
She even bought a warranty for it. She even bought a warranty for the car.
$2,200.
So conversations are
How did this happen?
forward and honest.
What do you mean?
How did this whole mess happen? I don't get it.
She kept on, well, I think that really had happened is she just brought it back and left the keys in the order and she left. That's really what.
She didn't leave a note or nothing. Miscommunication. 99% of all American problems, right?
I've had vehicles show up.
Yep.
And I got a call 2 days later. Have you guys looked at it? Who are you? And then I find out they left the key. Well, this is the better part is when they leave the keys inside the neighbor's drop instead of mine. I don't have an 01 Chevy.
I put it in the area. I left that thing in the gas tank. Just open the door. It's like,
yeah, I'm supposed to figure that out.
It's under the front tire. That's where everybody puts it. Yep, that's what we get. Like, oh man.
This job would be easy if it weren't for the cars and customers.
A lot of the people that just drop off and when I call them right away, we're booked for like 4 days. So we'll squeeze you in, but I'm just letting you know, your car's not getting priority. Just because you dropped it off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even. I asked about something else.
Okay, I'll go ask her.
Want some sugar, Tom?
No, thank you.
I know you want to get sugar.
No, thank you. But it's not that.
Anybody want a Mentos?
Thank you.
They're delicious.
Now, Tom Martino,
the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, and to take complaints. And Major Mark Major is up in Fort Lupton right now, and he is helping this woman who bought a truck. It's not, or it was a truck, right? I'm not sure, but she bought a vehicle. And here's the deal. Here's what she told us. The dealer was fixing some stuff for us, and as I found out, it's not totally as is. I hope Mark is listening. She did buy a warranty with that, so they were fixing things. But the third time they brought it up there, and the dealer was fixing things, but the third time they brought it up there, they were kind of giving it back. They didn't want it anymore. So Mark is up there right now, and if you're just tuning in, I'm a consumer advocate going on 40 years here in Denver. Major Mark Major is my right-hand guy, and we are fighting for you, okay? And that's what this radio show is all about every day. Find out more about us at referralist.com. But anyway, he's on the scene because when Maria called us, she said, we bought a car, a Silverado, so it's a truck, and we gave it back. She didn't exactly put it that way, but then the dealer had it towed to an impound. And now she couldn't get it back from the impound because they said she didn't have the proper paperwork. But she never went down there like she told us she did. She just called. So really, it looks like Approved Auto Mart did sell a truck legally to this woman. She bought it. She abandoned it. They had it towed. Okay? That's the bottom line. And now we're trying to get it back for her and have them honor the warranty. But it's not as dire as we thought. Like he didn't have title, he sold it illegally, and all of that. I want to make that clear. So now we're talking about Enterprise. I had to discontinue that call or interrupt that call because Mark was on the scene. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube every day. We're also live on iHeartRadio, an app that puts us all over the country. You can download us. We get hundreds of thousands of downloads. And then also the Denver area and Colorado Springs for sure. So let's talk to Amber about Enterprise. Bottom line, you had the car from the 10th of May through the 1st or 2nd of June. They said there's hail damage. And they're, okay, on every single transaction, they make notes of damages. I've had this happen before with other callers where we had to go back to previous renters and the caller had to sue and subpoena those records, and we found in some cases where they were dinging every single owner, not Enterprise, but this one place was dinging every single owner for the same damage over and over and over. Now, with you, Amber, I'm going to tell you that it's either there or it's not, okay? But your insurance should cover it anyway if you took out the waiver, did you? Or your own insurance. Did you take out the loss damage waiver?
We did not, but our own insurance right now is looking into it. But the problem that we have is that no one has specifically told us hail damage, even in the reports from the...
they just say damage.
Yeah, it says unknown point of impact.
Okay, 1 or 2? What are they? I mean, I need to know exactly what they're saying. Are they saying there was 1 or what?
Well, and that's the thing that we're confused on, too, because of the simple factor that on our paperwork, when I inspected it, we did not check the roof. The girl and I were both 5 foot.
Why did you say hail?
Because the adjuster told us hail damage. And they said because there was hail around our vicinity of the area that we lived in, that's why they're saying hail.
There's been a lot of hail in Denver, that's for sure.
Yeah, but that's not enough to just, I mean, it either has to be there or it's not. Yep. It could be, it could be that they never checked it before and they're just discovering it now and it coincides with a storm.
We asked for timestamp photos before we rented the vehicle, and they said they don't do that. They only rely on their paperwork.
They don't have to take photos. They're right. You don't need, you can't demand a timestamp photo. I mean, why didn't you take a photo before?
Right, and that's our mistake. And I know that we've made
I take photos.
Too.
I take photos of every quarter panel, the top, the lid. Every time I rent a car, I take photos.
Now, we do know that that's what we need to do from now on. But at this point, it's like they're even putting damages on there that they wrote on their sheet. And we asked for prior damage reports, and they have not cooperated. They just sent us a letter in the mail yesterday that stated, hey, you've got 10 days to pay this.
Now, my American Express credit card carries a rider for car rental damage insurance. Did you pay with a credit card that might have that as well?
We did pay partially with a credit card because this was a rental car for a car accident, so our car insurance actually was paying for the rental car, and I upgraded to pay for, and so that is where I was paying.
All right, well, where is it right now? Where does it stand?
Right now, the car insurance is waiting on them to get a demand letter. Right now, and we have consulted with a legal office on Fort Carson, and they told us.
Oh, wait, are you part of the military?
Yes.
Okay.
My husband's military, medically retired.
Okay. Well, we'll step up the efforts a little there for sure. I help a lot of guys down in Fort Carson. In fact, I've been down there to give presentations on avoiding these problems. So here's what I want you to do. Will they let you look at the car now? Can you take a camera over there and go look at it? Will they let you?
As far as I know, no at this point. They are supposedly said that the damage has gotten fixed. And that's why the car insurance is waiting on their demand letter, because according to our USAA insurance, they said that what happens is they usually fix the car and then send the detailed report to the car insurance. So we had thought that that's what had already happened because they had told us they had submitted the claim. So, you know,
listen, you really have to sit tight until they make a demand. I mean, you gave them a credit card. You can contest it on the credit card. That's going to be easy. You can test it on the credit card, and then, but I just can't believe you don't have any photos. So here's the bottom line. I need you to get to that car as soon as possible if they let you. And take photographs and say, I just want to know where the damage is. Ask them where the damage is. Amber, that's all we can do. We have to wait until they actually make a specific accusation. Kenny, what's going on? This is Car Day, by the way. I got to tell you, we want, if you have any car-related questions, this is about a sale. Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, Jesse Schillinger from the Springs Honest Accurate Auto, and, of course, Brian Grossi, Lakewood Auto Electric. And we haven't had too many mechanical issues yet come up, but Kenny, what's happening with you?
Oh, thank you. Well, first thing I want to ask is I was looking at buying this used car, and I don't know if you read the email that I forwarded there to Suzanne. Basically, they're saying that they cannot sell a car to anyone without pulling their credit report.
Okay, Suzanne, where did you send it to me? I don't have it. Where is it?
It should come in from live at Troubleshooter, Tom. I just sent it to you about 30 seconds ago. You don't have it yet? I can print it.
I just got it. Okay. So now, hold on. So you were paying for the car by credit, by a credit card?
Yeah, actually a couple of credit cards, and I called them day before.
And they would not release, they would not do the deal until they do a credit report?
Right. So
okay.
When I called them day before, they said, okay, come over and we'll...
well, I paid cash one time. I paid cash one time for a car.
Okay.
And they, hold on, can I explain, please? And they said they had to run a credit report, and I said, well, then I'm not going to buy it. I said, why do you have to run? Not that I cared, but I just didn't want them pulling a credit report. There was no need to. And I said, why do you have to pull a credit report? And this one particular dealer I went to, not the same as yours, said, oh, it's standard practice. We have to. We're required to. They're not required to. They might be by company, but there's no law. And they said, oh, we have to pull a credit report. And I said, I'm paying cash. Why do you need credit? Why? Tell me why you need credit. Here's the cash. Why do you need credit? Literally cash, not even a check, cash. And they said, no, we need to pull a credit report. Now, here is what I find astounding. Well, by the way, they eventually did it. So, but I want to know why they are telling you this. Did we get a statement from that dealership, Suzanne?
Yep, you have the statement in that email, and then I have my information. If you scroll, it's the first thing you should see.
It's to him, not to us.
Right.
Okay, so did they mean the statement to be for us?
No, they meant it for him, but I think it clarifies their stance,
I am sorry about your... Here's what it is. By the way, I haven't let you talk a lot, Kenny, but I guess I know the issue. You went to buy a car with a credit card, and they want to pull a credit report, right?
Right. Can I ask you a couple of questions? I don't know how much time you have.
No, go ahead. Ask.
Basically, this seems to be a common issue, and then I had the same situation as yours. They told me all these things, and they gave me other misleading information as to this is required for the Patriot Act, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see the email where the owner has written why they need it, and OFAC information, all this stuff that people don't understand.
They do need information, but they don't have to get it from a credit report. Hold on, and what we'll do is we'll come back and read their statement. Let's ask Rolly Purefoy, too. Rolly just texted me. I don't know if he's on his way in or not, but ask him about their stance. And then we already asked another dealer, right? Okay, so we'll do that. and basically find out. FrankDuran, the best when it comes to listing your properties. If you want maximum value, yes, we have a great market, but there is still a way to incite that bidding war, to get people to buy, to get that excitement, and really to put the best foot forward when it comes to your home. He starts out by cleaning your home, taking care of it, staging it. He looks at each and every offer and deal. He has a team of marketers, and here's the deal. He will never, ever hold you to a long-term contract because he wants to earn your business every day. Frank Duran, 303-920-1622.
This report is brought to you by Golf Aurora.
There's a big traffic situation on the west side of town, westbound I-70.
When you really care if you're paying cash or whatever.
Can you set up?
I did have to do it, Tom.
Oh, that's like a few. Okay, Tom. This is what Jim Janicelli said. The OFAC report is basically to make sure you're not a terrorist. That's what it's a government report.
That's not a credit report.
No, you don't need a social security number to run an OFAC report. It basically says, have you ever lived in one of these cities?
But OFAC, though, is not a credit report, right?
No, and you don't need a social security number to run an OFAC report.
But is OFAC included in the credit report? It's separate and apart. Gotcha.
It's separate. Jim Janicelli said it's not against
Call
your
City of Denver. Oh, I don't care if it's against it. They don't have to. They're lying to us. Tell them that we checked.
No, they don't have to. Well, he's saying according to their company policy.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Okay.
I mean, their company policy.
They're allowed to. They're allowed to.
Yeah, right. They are allowed to. It's just BS if you ask me.
Why lose a sale, man?
If you owe back taxes, if it's been
Exactly. It kind of makes me wonder, do they do it to try to finance you?
Allergic to
Well, I will tell you, on a credit card, I'd ask for a credit report too. It's not the same as cash. And I'll tell you why. Because they can contest the charge, and I would like to know if they have any judgments or stuff that would tell me they might contest the charge.
Yeah, but Jim, I asked Jim about that, about how often they get contesting the charge. He says, well, we have them sign.
But it doesn't sign what?
A paper, a signature. So when you sign,
Well, everyone signs. I'm saying not contesting for fraud, just saying the car isn't what I thought it was. I want my money back. You know how people contest.
Now they're going to go back and forth.
No, I want to know. On a credit transaction, I'd want to know. On a cash transaction, it's bullshit.
Now, this guy had, I'm not saying anything, but this guy had a very,
yeah, he's Asian. I think he's Asian.
I think he's Indian.
Oh, you think he's Indian?
I think he's from Bangladesh, India, or Bangalore, or whatever.
His name, he's going by Kenny. His real name is K-I-S-H-O-R.
Pronounce his name right.
Kishore. That sounds like Indian name, like a Sikh type of. Maybe the dealer. Who knows?
Okay.
You know, I mean.
Who I found loitering outside. Go out to your deputy dad. Hey, that's what I found.
Tennessee.
I don't know.
Where did you find it?
That was the only thing that was in the cupboard besides ibuprofen.
We're doing today.
This is just
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing. How are you? Really? How are you?
It must have been when he bought the baby back to back, you know.
You guys got everything fixed?
Yeah.
They're waiting. Good. They're waiting for the...
We're waiting for you, actually. To authorize things.
Wow, it is bright in here. Boy might have to leave his sunglasses on.
I've never seen the lights on in here.
It's bright. I'm like...
Sure, Daphne's got good hair day. We're trying to see the hair.
You told me I always have a good hair.
I did.
And look, see the back.
Why don't I have my stuff that I usually have?
I don't know. I've never seen this, so I wasn't sure. Okay. And the only other thing is just the
Don't I have hair aspirin?
No. I mean, besides, no, not even the little one. Remember, we're out.
Oh,
Pardon me, Tom.
We
Mark's
found out
back
it's
on
much
six.
clearer when it is. We got before and stuff, see how clear it is there, and a lot of times when we try to go through the thing, it's not very good. You can't see the dog.
Really would know something about that.
Well, yeah.
Tom does right now. I bought LEDs now. But these are fluorescent, so I switch out the fluorescent.
Dealer, right? I mean, and I think
A lot of people don't.
Good business practice is probably a good idea to roll that down.
Yes, Budget A1 Transmission will pinpoint your tranny problems and guarantee the cost of repair. nothing. You can't go wrong.
Oh, you're gonna ask Raleigh this question. If someone comes in there and pays cars,
You don't have to check them for nothing. Insurance, nothing. They're paying, they're paying.
With a credit card, if they pay with a credit card, you don't have to do a credit.
That's their problem. We're not securing credit for them. Yeah, we got their own credit.
As far as what, you wouldn't do it?
Well, we do. I'll say call all day long, credit card.
And not pull credit?
No.
Okay.
It's their credit card's in their name.
I would on a credit card. I wouldn't on anything else, though. Not on cash.
But they can require it.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. All right, Mark is back, and before I go back to the credit card or cash issue on cars and pulling credit, and I do have a statement from the dealer made to the consumer, before I do that, I'm going right back to Mark Major, who's in Fort Lupton, and where Rolly just came from. He's from Fort Lupton at Approved Auto Mart, and he is trying to help Maria, who bought a car and a warranty, a Silverado, I mean a truck and a warranty, and then the dealer had it towed when she tried to abandon it, and now she's trying to get it out of impound with the dealer's help. It's really a cluster, if you ask me. Mark.
You know, this thing is totally foobarred, and I got to tell you, man, I don't think the dealer did anything wrong in this. In fact, they got stuff fixed they didn't have to do.
You know, Mark, that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like.
Tom, the saddest part is it's an older couple. This has nothing to do with the dealer. This is just the facts. It's an older couple. It looks like they, I think they adopted their, one of their kids.
Yeah. Mark? Doggone it.
Darn it, I'll call him.
Okay, we got disconnected. Meanwhile, I'm going to talk to Kenny. Just tell me when we get him on.
I've never heard really anything bad about these guys. They've been outside of town now for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
About a mile outside of Fort Lupton.
All right.
I know the guy that owns the whole operation. He's not always there. But as far as being a scam operation, I've never heard that.
Okay, so Mark, Rolly said he's never heard anything bad about the guys either. So what's going on now?
Well, listen, here's the bottom line. Here's the saddest part and the worst part about what we do, Tom. The reality is they don't have the money to get it out of impound. There's no key for it. It's going to be, I already checked, it's about $160 to have a mobile key guy go out and program it, give them a key so they can actually drop it away. They'd have to have $860, but the dealership will give them $300, but they don't have the $580. They don't even have $200 to get it. They're on a fixed income. They're taking care of this little kid. So the reality is their down payment of $1,600 is going to go away. The vehicle's going to end up getting repoed. The dealer's going to end up paying basically to get the deal to get it back from the repo guys, or I say repo, I mean the tow truck guys. It's just going to end up horrible. But bottom line is they're going to lose $1,600, but it's to no one else's fault but their own.
Man, you've done a thorough job, Mark. I'm wondering, Suzanne, what do we have in our charity balance right now? Do you know?
I would have to look, Tom.
All right.
The only thing that Mark is wrong on in this whole deal.
I know. I told him.
He's wrong.
He said it was way, way far away.
It's not way up there.
Rolly's there?
Except for traffic, I would have been down here in 35 minutes. And
that's right, Tom. A half hour.
In Mark's defense, he came from Franktown.
Yeah,
so
he came from Franktown. He was driving a long way. Hey, Mark, listen, man, let's see if we can raise the money somehow. Would the tow truck guy give us a break at all? I mean, storage doesn't technically, it's not really a hard cost. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe he could...
I mean, they might, but I'm a little confused. I hear Rolly's voice there. I just saw a hearse blow by me. I thought he was on his way down.
Oh, boy.
Gee.
Come on down. Let's talk.
Okay, now, Major Mark Major, let's see if you can negotiate something. Listen, I give the kudos to this dealer, Approved Auto, if they were willing to, if they were willing to give $300 after all of this mess. Plus, they tried fixing the car.
They fixed it as well. Yeah, they tried.
I wonder who towed it from up there.
I don't know. I don't know.
I have the name somewhere. I'll look.
Okay, listen. I want to just tell Approved Auto that, hey, we were wrong. Well, we don't ever conclude a case, but I was really leaning toward the consumer on this one. I really was. I was drawing conclusions. Normally,
you know, I make some decision. Is it worth going up there? Is it worth doing stuff? Hey, we get them right, we get them wrong. So, as Mark said, it's unfortunate all the way around. Now, as far as a dealership, Rolly said if somebody came in and paid cash or paid with a credit card, he wouldn't run credit at all. Right, Rolly?
No, it's their deal then. They're especially cash. Cash is cash, and they're going to.
You know,
we don't have to worry about insurance. We don't have to worry about anything.
They told me they had to pull a credit report on me when I wanted to pay cash one day. Now, here's the deal. This dealership, Infinity of Denver, issued a statement to the guy or wrote him an email. They're not doing anything wrong. They say very clearly it's their company policy. So therefore, they have a right to do whatever they want, but you have a right to say no. And then you have a right to say, I'm not going to buy from you. But we can't force them to violate company policy unless it was illegal for discrimination. And it's not illegal in this case from what I can see. I mean, I'm not making a determination because I don't know the whole deal. But bottom line, Kenny, is this. Listen carefully.
Okay.
They say in our process, they're apologizing. Then they say our company policy.
I want to share.
What's that?
There's one thing I want to make clear is that they didn't tell me that the information they were asking me to fill on the credit check finance form, that's what it said. It was for the credit report. Basically, they said they wanted all this information for Patriot Act and that kind of stuff.
Hold on. Let me tell you what it is, okay? I'm going to read this. So if you just let me get through this part here. They say, first of all, company policy is a $2,500 max for any credit card transaction. They have a right to do that.
Right.
Okay. Then they say, so therefore, you're already out the door because they're not going to do more than $2,500 on the credit card. Then they say, if Luis did not relay that to you on the phone, it's unfortunate. Okay. Secondly, as a matter of company policy, we will not sell anyone a car that does not allow us to pull a credit report. Okay, that is their option too. Now, it is not about the credit. This is where I think they're wrong. It is not about the credit, but it contains information on residents and fraud alerts. They are absolutely right on that part, as well as OFAC information. OFAC is from Homeland Security, and he says if we do not verify someone's identity and answer all of those appropriate questions on the OFAC report, it presents a liability to the dealership, and that is true. But here's the deal. You can do an OFAC report without doing a credit report. You don't need to pull credit to do an OFAC report. But I think what they're saying is they don't depend on you to tell them the answers to the questions on the OFAC report. Because they can answer the questions on the OFAC report. Like they could say to you, okay, Kenny, your name, your age, your date of birth, where you're born, were you living in these cities, did you live in this city, did you do this, did you do that? You could lie on all of those. They could fill out the OFAC report and it would be wrong and you could be a terrorist. That's the bottom line. Or they're saying if they pull the credit report, they use the information from the credit report to fill out the OFAC report. So that's what they're saying. They don't want you providing them the information. They want to get it from a third-party source. They are certainly allowed to do that. There's no law preventing them from doing that because I can see what they're saying. They're saying, just like people fill out a loan application, how much do you owe? Were you ever late? Did you ever do this? Did you ever do that? They pull a credit report because they don't believe you. They don't ask you that. Here's the other thing, okay? On a side note, even if it was an OFAC that they wanted to fill out, I personally would pull a credit report if someone paid with a credit card, not cash, but a credit card, only because I would want to see their habits. If they have judgments against them and they have collections and they don't have great credit, but they still have a credit card, I would want to know because they could pull that car away and do a contesting of the charge. They could say, I don't like the car, it's not what I thought. They can contest that charge on the credit card, and I'd have to play hell to try to collect the money or fight with the credit card company. However, if someone always pays their bills, they're perfect, their credit score is great,
there's an unlikelihood they're going to contest the charge. Okay, so let's get down to your issue again. That was just my opinion on what I would do.
Tom?
The issue is, should they do a credit report or not? They're saying yes, because they're using the information to fill out the OFAC. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Just to clarify, in Kenny's particular situation, they were going to make an exception for the $2,500 max and let him go over that.
Thank you.
And
now,
if I may say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the problem is that they didn't tell that this is all for the credit report. What they said was this was all for the Patriot Act and stuff like that.
It is. It is. It is.
If they had clearly told me that it was for the credit report because you're, and explained it to me that way, they are doing it now. But when I went,
right, you didn't know why.
Right. And
that's why he said, if Luis did not relay the information properly, we apologize.
Well, when I pressed for them, they later said that, I could dispute the transaction and stuff like that.
You can.
With regards to that, one thing I want to say is that with the credit card policies, they say that they cannot decline a credit card transaction because they are afraid that someone's going to reverse the charge or something.
Kenny, they're not, listen. You're right. They can't decline a credit card transaction in anticipation of someone contesting the charge. They are not declining the credit card because of a fear of contesting. They're doing it because you would not grant them a credit report. That's a fine line. They're allowed to do that. I can say to you, I will only take your credit card under these circumstances, and I'm certainly allowed to do that. And if the credit card company doesn't like it, it's between me and my credit card company. You can't tell them how to do business. Now, I think this makes sense now that I read it. They're saying it's not about the credit. It's about the OFAC report. I need to fill out that OFAC report. And in order to do it, I need certain information. And I'm not going to depend on you to get that information because you could lie about it. I need to fill it out with third-party information, and I'm going to get that through your credit report. That's what they're saying.
I mean, it all makes sense, but I really don't think that we've required a credit report.
You do an OFAC, though. You have to do an OFAC,
yeah,
right?
All that stuff.
Right. So you do that probably by asking the people the questions, which they say that's not against the rules. You're allowed to do that. What's your name? Where'd you live? It's the Office of Foreign Asset Control, basically terrorist control, right?
Well, he can take his business somewhere else.
Yeah. Go to Rome.
Is it that specific of a car?
Well, I mean, we're not that exactly lackadaisical about what we do up there. Come on.
Well, you're not in Denver proper. You're out on the prairies.
It's a little bit different deal.
It is.
Engineered laminates, which are unbelievably beautiful.
And I think by the time we get done with it, especially, all these cars are just like Jeff's truck. I mean, this stuff is 40 to 70 grand, and the Corvettes are 70 to 100 and everything. I'm pretty careful about what we do. And I can't remember for a long, long time of getting caught in a deal where we got a problem with the funding. Now, a large check, everything we will call to make sure that it's clear.
Oh, yeah. You still take checks. You have to.
Well, you can't. Everybody's got to, I mean, there's also the guys that come in. I can remember two guys that came up and bought two ZR1 Corvettes, same day, good friends, both had cash. And at that time it was 70-some thousand. And
greenbacks?
And greenbacks.
More energy efficient.
And
that right to the bank, right?
Well,
that on property.
I can remember one of them. I said, why don't we just stack this cash on the back of this car and take a picture? And no, he wasn't going to do that. I know these guys both pretty well. And but there are the cash reporting rules too and everything.
Above 10,000,
anything a dollar above 99,999 is
has to report it.
You got to report it. So you better have a good story.
Oh, guy brought a couple of Bitcoins in here.
I've never even seen a Bitcoin.
No, it's all.
So, I don't know. Bitcoin seems to be coming, man. I mean, it's more and more transactions are done with it. It's crazy.
Which has no real basis. It could just be. It's so scary. It's just
scary.
First of all, when you don't understand a currency, it makes it really scary.
It is really hard to understand.
Where does it get its value?
6 p.m. this Saturday.
I think Kenny makes a good point. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
He's saying the Patriot Act with the OFAC report is only for transactions over 10 grand. And his transaction 6,000 or 6,500.
Wait, OFAC is only over what?
For 10 grand or
Who
more.
said that?
Kenny is saying that. I'm not saying that for sure. That's
Kenny, you know.
Kenny's
The guy that's on the
caller.
caller. Well, okay, Nate, let's find out. That's a good point.
What's it, the OFAC report?
Yeah, but it's still up to the dealer, isn't it? Dealer practice.
I don't know. Rolly, do you know that? Is it up to the dealer or?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Well, why don't one of my guys on the phone, get Randy on it. He's up
Get
there.
Randy?
Yeah.
Do I call the main line?
Yeah, just ask for Randy.
Randy.
OFAC.
It's like Randy's going to get himself a sale.
Report. Updates for consumers, Treasury.gov.
I don't know, but some customers are this bent on going through this process. I would just say, hey, thank you very much for turning me away, and I'll go to the next guy. Although maybe all the dealers do this. Now, if all the dealers do this, then his wings are clipped. But if you have the opportunity to go somewhere else, just go somewhere else.
Unless there's different laws that I don't know about now, and I can, that certainly could be. I haven't been really close to the car sales side of it for a long time. But
giveaways and autograph opportunities.
He's trying to say discrimination, I'm sure.
For more information,
Well, that's where this is totally, because he keeps on bringing in the Patriot Act. I mean, that has only one connotation.
Tom Martino for Larson's tax relief. I've been fighting.
You don't need to think about the people that complain about something like that the most.
When it comes to the IRS, I refer them.
That's what I was
What are they trying to?
Yeah.
Where's the smoking mirrors?
What is the purpose of that?
They have a fantastic
Can't be
team of
that nice
experts
for a car.
that will understand your
6 grand.
situation. Their name says it all. Larson Tax Relief. Relief from your tax debt problem.
But how do you address
Larson
that?
will get you the
You got to
absolutely best
tiptoe around that.
possible resolution. You won't have to worry about your wages being
topic.
taxed or losing your house. Larson will get between
he's
you and the
insinuating a
IRS. They'll save
discrimination
you
thing. I mean,
thousands
it's hard to
of
talk
dollars.
about.
I trust Ron and Jack Larson and their team of experts, and
so
you
much.
can
I'm not going to say a word.
Larson Tax or check
I'm just
them
looking
out
for a
at
dollar
Larson
sign.
Tax.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
844 Larson Tax. 844 LARSON Tax. Larson Tax Relief is the only tax
I don't
relief
see a dollar value,
organization
Tom, on
I endorse on my referral list at referralist.com.
What's that?
I don't see a dollar value. Why would you
On the OFAC, sir?
You all right?
You could say
Yeah, I'm all right.
Adam,
I didn't even think you were down here.
Okay, listen, folks, we're consumer advocates. We help people. I maintain a charity account that I fund along with other people. We're trying to help Maria. Mark said they adopted their grandchild. They're good people. They just really got screwed in this deal. Not intentionally. The Silverado pickup they bought, 2005. It's just unfortunate. It was towed from the dealer. The dealer might have overreacted. I don't know. I guess they were pissed. They fixed a few things, and then they left it off there. Now, Rolly, they paid $15,900 for the vehicle.
I never did hear what year.
An 05 Silverado, $350.
It could
or
be,
$3,500.
yeah.
Not bad, right?
No.
Okay.
It almost sounds cheap. But it depends on miles, Terry. If it's a lot of miles.
We want to help Maria.
They ought to get everybody together on
We
this
just got a
thing, Tom.
text. We got a text, $200 from Genesis Home Exteriors, or excuse me, Genesis. Yeah, and Genesis, they're good people. Genesis, and they said they'll chip in. We're checking our charity account again. I don't know. We have so many people we're helping. It's hard. It's honest to God, it's hard. I could blow all of my discretionary income, all of it, because we have this one deal downtown, right, Dan? I mean, that damn thing is going to cost us thousands to take that on to help this woman. But when you see people screwed, what do you do about it? You can't walk away. What were you going to say, Rolly? I'm sorry.
I just think that they ought to get everybody together. Everybody gives a little bit, and maybe attack
on the dealer
on the end of the deal.
The dealer said we're going to give $300. That's nice.
Well, and then they could put a little bit more on the end of the deal and let them pay out on it or something. There's a way to work this thing out where they can walk away, get their car, get a key, and let's go.
Well, they already got funded from. They already got funded from the bank, so I don't know if they can just go add to the deal, but they can.
Well, they could maybe carry a little promissory note right there to prove to be.
Or what we can do is
You know, we got 200 from Genesis. We got some money in the charity account, yes?
So after the dealership up there contributes their money, what we need for the tow and the key is about $580. We have 200 from Genesis, so that leaves $380.
And I'm sure you can't check our charity account right now.
Check IM on that.
And the storage facility can make a small adjustment possibly. You know,
the towing and storage, yeah.
Okay.
You give those guys some props.
We have some money in the charity account. Here's the deal. I don't want to, I'm not saying, we have more than this, more than she needs, but I don't want to, we have to be very judicious on how we do this. When people give us money, they expect us to be very judicious about it. That's why, listen, we don't spend a penny on administration or anything. This is not an official charity. It's a charity account, meaning we're just a bunch of guys that put our money together, okay? This has nothing to do with charity. It's not. We just take the money and distribute it to people. So, bottom line, if you want to donate, let us know. Any of my sponsors want to donate, let us know. We're going to get the money, no matter what. We're going to get the money. Tell Mark, okay? And tell him to try to negotiate with the junkyard. Now, OFAC, it is the Office of Foreign Asset Control. Basically, if terrorists try to buy things, they try to track them down, all right? Whenever you go to buy a car, whenever you go to buy anything, they do an OFAC report if the transaction, I think, is over a certain amount. However, I can't find out what that amount is anywhere. I know people are telling me there's one, but I can't find out the amount, okay? But basically, this dealership wanted to do a credit report, and he was paying by credit card. He said, why? I'm paying it. But what they're really saying is, we want the information from the credit report to fill out the OFAC report. Okay, I understand it. But we don't know what the amount is. Randy is with, somebody's phone is making noise. Randy is with Purifoy Chevrolet in the finance department, right? Do you have some clarification on OFAC?
Yeah, I sure do. So we have to, according to Colorado Dealer Automobile Association, we have to run an OFAC report on everybody buying an automobile, whether it's cash or being financed, whatever the amount is, it doesn't matter. They use us to try to track and see if
terrorist money.
Yes, well, we're trying to find out if they're on the no-fly list or if they're associated with anybody who is on the no-fly list.
Okay.
That's how it was explained to me.
Okay.
Now, the reporting to the IRS, if it's anything over
$10,000,
yeah, that's a different deal.
So Kenny, you told Suzanne that you didn't fall under OFAC because it was only a certain amount of money, right? That's not true.
That was what I thought was it was only for cash transactions over 10,000. Only if someone was paying
Randy?
cash over 10,000.
So what they did to him was, because he wasn't financed, when you run an OFAC report, you have to have the Social Security number and the date of birth.
Right.
That's a lot of people don't want to give that information up if they're paying cash for a car. But I never have any trouble getting people to do that because I just explain to them, this is what the governor's required me to do. I don't write it down anywhere. I don't keep it anywhere. It's not in our records anywhere. It just goes into this program, and then I can tell you if you're on a list or not. That's basically how that works.
Okay, well, thank you, Randy. You really actually cleared up a lot. Kenny, take your business elsewhere then, because that's their policy, and I'll just suggest Purifoy Chevrolet right over here. What are you looking for, Kenny? What kind of car are you looking for?
At this point, I don't know. I'll have to probably get back on the research list. I mean, anything that's pretty decent, I guess. I don't know.
And Rolly may not have that, but Rockies, they have used cars. I think that it's safe to say that Rockies has a big, giant selection. Rolly, I don't know how to put this. You don't deal in scrap, or you don't deal in like lower-end cars.
Are you talking about pots, Tom?
Yeah, you don't.
No, we have some. We keep some that we think that are safe and stuff like that, and low budget cars.
And I don't mean this as a put down to either, but
no,
I think Rockies has more low end stuff.
And what's the number? Like $6,000? Is that the number?
No,
low end. Rocky starts at around $4,000 on them.
Mm-hmm. You know, in those days of the really good $500, $1,000 used car, those days are.
Oh my God,
they're junk.
Yeah,
they're a hazard.
I got to take this guy, and boy, he's been waiting. I'm so sorry. He has an issue with Sears, so I promise you, Manuel, we'll do it right after this.
Okay, are we going to take a break? I don't know where my third...
The one big trouble spot in the metro area drive is on the west side of town. Westbound I-70 at Kipling. Right now,
this is my copy.
Oh,
well, you can have that. I already got them all set up.
I need to grab something because I just need to do something. I didn't realize I have this many. I got to start eating away. I'm dead. I'm dead already.
So if you got to travel on the west side, use an alternate route. Also watch out for flooding on the eastbound of I-70 approaching Kipling as well. The weather forecast. Well,
so I'm knockout Rockies just because I did mention them right now.
92. Right now, some clouds and 84 in Denver with your traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 630 K-How.
From weekend getaways to road trips. This summer, you should worry about where your car will be. Not about your car insurance.
Personally,
with Liberty Mutual.
I know they're an older couple
you
that did that.
Worry behind when Liberty stands with
That's not how you do business either as a customer.
Attention business owners.
No.
Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30s, 60s, or 90s? Can't get a business loan?
You don't bring a vehicle and just throw the keys in and walk
No
away.
credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors.
Those storage lots are ruthless.
Oh, they are.
They will
Absolutely.
bend. They will make any.
Absolutely.
It's to the penny.
Yeah.
You owe me this to the penny, and if you wait another day, it's going to be another $15.
Yeah. And at the end, they just take the vehicle.
So that's their game, yeah.
I agree. Especially if it's, I shouldn't say an illegal toll, but I mean, they go around to these different parking lots and stuff, and when you pull something, you might not even know your car is towed.
While we wait for the net 30s, 60s, and 90s. Find your business.
I don't know, we seem to be a little bit more old-fashioned at the shop. We try to accommodate.
Yeah,
We try to make things go away. We try to fix, you know.
I don't know why they didn't, if they knew it was there, why they didn't call.
We fix the customer, but more importantly, we fix the car, but more importantly, we fix the customer, you know.
Well, now
You're happy and that's
benefit. The active ingredient in Viagra in generic 20 milligrams
sort of our
for $2
long-term
per
plan.
tablet. That's a savings
These all,
of
they just get so upset when the customer will say,
Modern Drug is a North Carolina
it's not even
pharmacy
close to the
delivering
story
generic
that's
Sildenafil
actually
to your
there.
door. For information on Sildenafil,
Well, I was listening to this when I was driving to work the other day. I had the story a little bit different when she called.
That
How do you
number
have
again,
Well,
800-853.
that the shop didn't try to do so much for her. I didn't realize all that.
Email. Tom,
They had them like 3
going
times.
somewhere else to do hormone therapy, age management, and testosterone. Why to switch? I knew I was
And for the goalie there, it sounds like they got a fairly good deal on it.
They give you the most natural delivery of
I
testosterone
don't-
with
there's so many
these pellets
variables.
that
Sure,
dissolve
sure.
slowly, 4 to 6 months. They're placed
But
on
it
the
wasn't
skin.
like they got,
It's not painful
you
at
know,
all.
like
If you
28
work out,
grand
you
for
get
a 5.
Well, you drive by that place and everything,
and testosterone
it's
for
not a
men
typical,
and women
it's a
is
step
important.
above
It's an
a biker
essential
figure.
building block for health, for energy, for stamina. When you do this,
Guy
you're
that
going to
owns
notice
that
the
place,
difference
his name is
immediately.
Scott
Now,
Buster.
did you notice a difference yet?
Who is
Energy. Yeah. I know that name for sure.
Just a lot of
Why do I know that?
Absolutely.
I did become better looking because of it, though. I mean, that's a
Who's
concept
that guy?
guy. But he knows
I haven't
you
seen him in
can't
quite a
whoop me
while.
arm wrestling. BioTMedical.
Wait, what was that name you just gave, Roland? I knew.
BioTMedical.com.
I think it's Scott Buster.
Place. It's a feeling that you're safe.
Scott what?
Things that
Buster?
matter most.
No, but before that, he gave it.
Take that
That was the
feeling
name.
with you. Whether you're at
No,
home,
he
That's
said
the one name I
some
said.
guy that I knew that
we
I
help
thought
keep you safe.
Raise
Security
it
systems, home automation, alarms, and surveillance.
Can't fix them all, can
Feel
you?
at home, wherever you are. Go to adp.com to get that feeling.
I had a guy call, just text me from Fort Lupton up there. He's a heat and air conditioning guy, works for school districts up there. He said he would help with that.
Mattress. No one knows comfort better than Serta, America's #1 mattress manufacturer.
Sam's
Put
Core.
your sleep problems to
That's what I
rest
think is right.
with a newly redesigned Perfect Sleeper, or experience our latest iComfort memory foam sleep system that helps comfortably cool and support every curve of your body. Shop today for special back-to-campus savings. Find a local retailer at sertaretailers.com. Experience Serta Comfort today at Boulder Furniture and Mattress in Boulder, or at Fuller Brothers Furniture in Cheyenne.
IRS on your back? Get your peace of mind.
And that guy in the first hour, the 1-ton Dodge pickup with the shed and tires and stuff like that, with the topper shell on and everything. What the hell is he doing with a 1-ton anyway?
Yeah, that's what the one puts in the...
He's got his mountain bike.
Pulling his mountain bike around.
Well, that must be a big mountain bike.
He's a big guy.
You know, and 35s for a couple hundred bucks a piece of junk.
You should have seen the picture. There was like a gouge. That wasn't.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome. Let's go to Manuel. He said that he has an issue with Sears. What is it, Manuel? What can we do for you?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
What's going on, man?
I bought a lawn tractor from them on 7/2/15.
Yeah.
And it went out around the 29th of this year.
What are you talking about? What went on?
The lawn tractor broke.
Yeah. Oh, it broke. Okay, so how old is it?
Okay, so when it broke out here, there was pieces of belt, so I figured it was a drive belt.
How old is this tractor, did you say?
It's just barely 2 years.
What's the warranty on it?
2 years.
Okay, so it stopped running, and what did you do?
Okay, so, the belt, I seen pieces of the belt, so I figured it was a drive belt, so I took it to the lawnmower place here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My son took it over on Friday the 1st. I think Friday was the 1st.
All right, so what happened? What's going on?
And the lawnmower guy had it for a few days till, because of the 4th of July and everything. And then finally he called me back and he said the transmission's gone on it. So I called Sears.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to tell me the process. You called, they said this, you said this, they said this. Here's what I want to know. Are they going to cover it? Here's what I want to know. Are they going to cover it under warranty?
They will not cover it because it's past the 2nd. I bought it on the 2nd of July in 2015.
So it's a few days after.
Before.
But it actually broke when?
It broke on the 29th.
And because it was in the shop after that, yeah, that seems a little unfair if it happened while it was under warranty. And they won't.
It happened while it was under warranty.
And they won't take your word. They won't take your word on that it happened under warranty.
They said, "I'm sorry, it's past the warranty." And I told them, and they said, "I'm sorry, but it's past the warranty." I've been doing business with Sears over 50 years.
No, that sucks, and that's why Sears is going away. That's why everyone is eating their lunch. That's the problem. You summed it right up right there.
And what does it cost for that repair anyway?
The lawnmower guy says to replace that transmission would be about $700 on it. I mean, it's only got 100.
Listen, Suzanne, don't we have some contacts? This is ridiculous. Listen, I would agree with them if it was over the warranty period when it happened. Excuse me, when it happened. But it didn't. So I think that if it was like, let's say it happened and you're in the shop 2 months later, I'd say I don't believe you. But you were within days of the 2nd to get it in there, right?
Yeah.
When did it actually get in there?
It got in there on the 1st.
Wait.
Of July?
Well, you said you had until...
It got in there on Monday.
Well, what's Monday? I don't know. What do you mean? What date did it get in there?
Saturday. I guess Monday was 2nd.
Monday was the 3rd.
Monday was the 3rd.
Are you kidding me? It had to have happened.
Okay, I'm looking at the wrong calendar.
They were closed on Sunday. On the 2nd, they were probably closed.
They're probably closed on the 3rd and 4th. Listen, man, here's the thing. If you had that in the shop that week, it would have had to have happened before that because you didn't use it that week. There is no proof, Suzanne. The fact is, when did you actually call them to pick it up?
My son took it over to him on the 1st.
On Saturday the 1st?
Yeah.
July 1st. And you purchased it.
No, it would be... Wait just a second. I'm getting confused here.
Why are you getting confused?
He took it in on...
Listen, I'm gonna put you on hold. Get all your stuff together before we talk, okay? I need to know if you brought it in before the warranty. There is no question. You said your warranty expired July 2nd, 2017. Verify that. Listen, I'm not upset, but I'm not going to go back to him until he has his dates in order. That's what I want. All right, let's talk to Don. Don, what's going on with you?
Yes, I've been a listener since Father John and Ford Oil.
Wow, that was a long time, 30-some-odd years. What's happening?
Well, I listened to one of your ads on budget to auto service.
Yes, sir.
I had a check engine light that was on. I talked to Scott, and they told me it's ready, and there's absolutely no charge. They got it fixed, and there's no charge on it.
Why was that? just to be good?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I just want to compliment him on the air.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Budget A1. We have a lot of great guys. Now, one of the things somebody said, could you give me that number of the low-priced cars? I just want to tell you something. I said Rocky starts at around 4, but they have all price ranges and all the different makes and models, and they're at 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8, 303-426-4646. And they have financing on there, too. They won't roll cars or let cars leave unless you're 100% approved, which is a good thing for you, because a lot of dealers play games. They say, take the car, and then they call you back and say, you got to pay for use of the car, but we can't get you finance, or you got to bring in more money, and that doesn't happen. They have 40 lenders to choose from. All the prices are clearly marked. 303-426-4646, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. All right, now, when it comes to buying cars, we've talked about this a lot, okay? One of the biggest games in town is what we call tripping cars. They don't want you to go and buy another car. So if you stop at a dealership, they're going to try to finance you. They'll say to you, you're fine. They give you the keys, they let you drive away. Then you get the call back, and they say, oh, by the way, we can't get you that loan. Rolly, you don't do that either. Never,
no,
right?
We don't.
Well,
but those people who drove away also signed a bailment agreement.
They do. And the thing is this. It never, ever goes well. But the reason dealers do it is because of the online, the fierce competition down the street. When you leave that dealership, they want you to have a car in your hands.
Yeah, takes you out of the market.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Right. Well, really. But then what happens? Then the dealers go after that, Rolly, and then they try to shop it, right?
Right.
Okay. So.
Well, everybody's shoppable. I mean, depending on what your credit score is and everything, some guys are just golden right off the bat. But some people, you've got to work on it.
And I only know, so far, 2 dealers on my referral list. They don't do that. You just always remember this. Don't take a car unless that's fully worked out and that you're 100% approved, because you don't want the old callback.
In regards to Sears, Today Show this morning, they talked about Sears teaming up now with Amazon.
Is what?
Is teaming up with Amazon.
Probably don't think it's going to save them.
Amazon,
for all the Kenmore products.
They call that like teaming up. Amazon's just going to gobble them up. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
It's like
juicing helps you stay fit and trim. Juicing is great for
I like when they use the term merging. This little company says we're merging with so and so. That's like me merging with my groceries when I go to the store.
Every scoop is powerful.
Amazon is a machine. I mean, it's incredible what they're doing.
They just started making money last year, though.
The first time ever. They've grown so much, in the last 10 years. I mean, you become a monster.
Isn't just affordable. Today, it's
pretty impressive business model.
Just pay for the shipping and rush you
it is. I mean, what are they doing? They're just doing all things on
Amazon. But for your free
but without the internet, they couldn't do it.
Right now.
The internet has technology companies things both for good and bad.
Good and bad. You're exactly right. Good and bad.
For your free organic
You see how slow that makes us.
1-800.
You want to find out something? Google.
That's 1-800-362-6175.
When it comes to all that,
resigning after the appointment of a new
incredible.
Communications director.
Look at mechanics. You can go on YouTube and see how to do a certain procedure. To some extent, right.
Everything you don't need.
Yeah, I love the guys. They want to buy their own overhaul kits and everything else.
Oh no, I
realize that.
Now we're going to fix it. Overhaul charge doesn't come with
This was over.
A lot of that.
It can cause a little headache. No, I can see that. You're right. But it's for a person who hasn't done it, who wants to try it.
Rolly, how are those hot units selling? Selling pretty good?
Well, he teaches at a tech school. We're always got selling Corvettes, but it's better. If you get to other people going there to, Of course, they got the knowledge too, and they can see it.
It's Chevrolet flooded the market.
Do they order too many? Is the price coming down?
Prices are down everywhere. You can buy anything you have back here.
But how about the Camaros?
My wife, it's about the same, really. New car business is, the internet is just, it's really ruined it.
I mean, I wasn't
ruined it.
You compare everything.
You can't make any money selling new cars.
So, let me get your...
You really, I really believe selling new cars, you can't make money. Unless you're willing to take people and finance and just beat their hell out.
We can do that, or we can...
But on the front end of the deal,
we can do whatever. Or we can do on the weekend.
There's a change now.
Try to do. How will that change?
That's a really good question.
Because you need to go and look at cars. You can't do it completely.
But it's just, there's so much stuff out there.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and to take complaints. Because it is car day, I want to answer this email about the paintless dent repair I recommend. Yes, it is. They had the name a little wrong. It's called Flexident. There's so many of them out there with all kinds of names. Just remember Flexident. These guys I've known for years and years. Nick has like 40 years experience. All his techs have many years experience. What I like about Flexident is the multiple locations. They can get you in as early as next week. You just give them a call for an appointment. And paintless dent repair is truly paintless dent repair, meaning they massage the metal, okay? That's what they do. They don't fill it, they don't drill it, and they don't paint it. When they massage the metal has a memory. It goes back to where it was, and it's as if it was never there. That's if you don't have any paint damage. Now, if you have a mixture of paint damage and not, they can do the paintless dent repair and then take it over to another shop for the rest, and you only pay one deductible. So no matter what the damage, if you have paintless dent repair, most of it, give them a call or stop by. Well, you can't stop by, right, because you can, I guess, but I'm just going to give you the phone number. I'm not going to give you all three locations. Here's the phone number, 303-619-6273. Now, to find the locations, I'll give you the website. The number's 303-619-6273. The website is flexadentcolorado.com, and that's flex with an X, flexadentcolorado.com.
Truly an amazing process.
It is. And
it really is.
I remember when it first of all, I guess they were using it. I didn't know this in the early 1900s. But I heard this and I didn't know that. But then there was a resurgence for some reason, Rolly, in like what, about 25 years ago. There was a resurgence, and I don't know why. It wasn't constant. Don't you remember that when they first, who was it that first moved into town and they had these tents set up and they wouldn't let anyone see it? Do you remember that?
Because they were making magic out
I mean, yeah, you guys, and they didn't want anyone to know how to do it. Right. You guys did, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have
there was a time, though, that, that procedure wouldn't have worked on some of the older cars, let's say the 60s, 70s, some of the 80s cars, because the sheet metal was so thick. And by sheet metal standards, that it couldn't be massaged out.
But I heard that this goes back to the 1900s.
Well, I'm sure there is.
I don't know what they're talking about.
All metals are malleable, but to what they do now and get in, I've seen some. Well, I thought this is no way they're going to fix this, and they fix it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They make him
truly is. As long as the paint's not cracked, they can take a dent out.
Yeah.
And some things even on a corner or on when there's a rounded area or stuff like that, if they can access it, they can probably massage it out.
If it's too many, it's not cost effective,
no,
but they'll tell you. They'll tell you. Because you have to replace the panel. Okay, we have our guest, Rolly Purefoy. You just heard Purefoy Chevrolet, the original member of Referral List, referrallist.com. We have Brian Grossi. You heard also Lakewood Auto Electric. Jesse comes up from Colorado Springs with Honest Accurate Auto, and Jeff Fick from Kimmer Transmission. We got a good crowd. Let's talk. Now, Sam says he wants to donate. Sam.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, man. So you heard about this woman in Fort Lupton that she bought a used truck, got into problems. She didn't buy it from Purefoy, by the way. I know he's associated with Fort Lupton. She bought it somewhere else, and the dealer really didn't do anything wrong. She just ran into problems. It was towed from that dealership, and we want to help her. So we appreciate it, Sam. Now, Do I know you anywhere? From anywhere? You're just calling in off the cuff?
Oh, no, I actually know Rowley.
Oh.
I'm from Fort Lupton also.
Okay. Do you recognize his voice, Sam?
Oh, sure. Sam's done a lot of heating and air for us for a lot of years. Now he works for a school district. And
oh, very nice,
great
Sam.
guy.
How much you want to donate?
What is it going to take to clear it up?
Well, we all... Suzanne, where do we stand?
Not sure, because I've had a couple people call and want to donate, and Daphne's calling to get that info, so we can call him as well and let him know.
Here's the thing. The balance is going to be under $300, so if we just put you down for the balance, we'll call you back and tell you what you have to send.
That'll be perfect, yeah,
okay.
Because whatever it'll take to get them back on track, I had listened earlier in the week and heard when they first called in, and I didn't realize it had gotten to this point,
yeah.
So I was glad I tuned in today. But
Thank you, Sam.
You betcha.
I appreciate that. Yeah, sounds like a good guy. So we're going to get this all together and get this worked out. We appreciate everyone's help. We have so many cases we're battling right now. It's unbelievable. Okay, now let's talk about Maria's problem. Maria, what's going on? This is another Maria. Go ahead, Maria. Maria? Hello? Hello? Is she there, Suzanne? I mean, could you go back to her and see? Maria doesn't seem to be answering. Let's talk to Carol. Carol, what's happening?
Hello?
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
What's going on?
Yes, I bought a car for my daughter on May 31st.
Is it a used car, dear?
It's a used car.
How many miles on it?
120.
Okay, what kind of car?
It's a Kia Rondo.
A Kia? What year?
Kia Rondo, 2008.
Okay, and where'd you buy it?
At a G Motors LLC.
Where's that?
That's Federal Boulevard, Denver.
Okay, on Federal. And anyway, what's the problem?
So, my daughter, I purchased the car on May 31st, and on June 2nd, because we bought the car so she can drive it to California for a job.
Ooh.
And on her way,
oh no,
she got as far as Utah, and the motor was shot.
Oh no.
And so we called the car dealer. And they agreed to pick up the car and tow it from Utah back to Denver.
Oh, for how much?
Yeah.
Well, why did you hold on? Did you find out how much first?
500.
No.
Wait. You didn't ask how much it was going to cost to tow back?
Well, the friend of mine that knows the dealer was kind of the mediator and said, don't worry, he'll pick up the tab for that. Or you can call your insurance.
Did you have this car checked before you bought it?
No.
Wait, when you say the guy that knew the dealer, you bought it from a dealer, right? From the G Motors, and then you had a friend who knew G Motors?
Yes.
And your friend said G Motors would pick up the tab?
Yes. Or the insurance.
Did they tow it back to G Motors?
Yes.
And what did they pick up the tab? How much was the tow?
He said around $500.
Well, it could have been way worse than that.
It could have been worse. He said that it could have been worse.
Okay, then what?
Their tow. So he gave me two options because I wanted to get out of the contract. And he said, no, I can give you two options. The first option is that you
trade it in.
We rebuilt the motor, and you pay for it.
How much?
For the $6,240.
Wait. You pay an additional $6,000?
No, it's just going to be that's how much the car was.
How much? Okay, the car originally, what was the purchase price?
$6,000.
And they said they would rebuild the motor, but what do you have to do?
And that's the first choice.
Did you pay? Wait, how did you pay the $6,000 for the car?
I haven't paid it yet. Our agreement was that I make the payment in full in August.
Okay, gotcha. You have a balloon payment in August.
Yes.
So he said, we'll do the engine, just pay us like you were supposed to.
Yes.
And, okay, well, that seems good to me if they're going to rebuild the engine. What's wrong with that?
Well, the second option is was you pay for half of the expense of the repair, and you pay the tax and the towing fee, and you can get out of the contract. So I'm calling you to see
you know what?
which
This
option
now
would
I'll tell you what. It does. I don't know G Motors, but it doesn't sound terrible. Rolly, does that all sound terrible to you?
I'm gonna fix the motor.
Yeah, because otherwise she's gonna have to pay what, $3,500?
No, he said
more than that.
No, wait. To get out of the contract, what do you have to pay?
Half the expense of the repair of the motor.
Oh, okay.
Which is supposed to be around $6,000. So $3,000 there plus the $500 tow.
Right.
Plus the tax. So she's almost in at $4,000 to get out of it.
So this guy probably paid for this car $2,000. Yeah, took it in a trade. Probably he's out $2,500.
Might not have paid that, Tom.
$1,000. Wait, on an 08. You're right.
There's the values.
What do you think it is here? Well, yeah, that's not wholesale. I'm talking about what the dealer paid. The dealer didn't pay anywhere.
That was a trade-in, probably, the dealer.
The dealer took
paid nothing.
How many miles is on this car?
120,000.
And did you buy it as is?
Yes, of course she did.
Sure. Well, then...
I don't know why he's willing to fix it. Well, tell me, it doesn't make mathematical sense. He's willing to fix it if you just buy it. And you're buying it anyway, so why would he want half if you don't buy it?
No, the first deal is what she wants.
Because really what he's saying is paying half is really paying it all. Because that engine, the $6,000 for that engine, he'll get done for $3,000. Or he'll buy a used one.
Oh, yeah.
He'll buy a used one. He'll get it rebuilt, and then I would have to get out of the contract.
The most important question: what happened to your daughter?
She ended up getting a rental car to work out in California, and she's carless. So.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
This is something that I find shocking too. I mean, not shocking. Telling. It's telling, and that is, this guy didn't know this was a bad car because he wouldn't have ever let you have it with the money to be due later, like 60 or 30 days later, because he knows no one's going to want to pay for this if it breaks down. So I think he had... what do you think, Rolly? It seems to me he must have thought this was a pretty
there's a backstory to that deal, and is he's probably in it to where he can still do this, and he's counting on maybe... I don't know what that salvage yard motor for that is. He gets by for $1,500.
Did he say,
buys a motor for $500 or $600.
Did he say he's putting a used motor in, or did he say he's rebuilding it? Which did he?
Rebuilding.
Can you rebuild
you also said that he was going to go into a junkyard to get a motor and then rebuild it, and that probably is not going to happen. No,
he does it in a timely manner. That seems like the way.
That was the next thing I was going to say.
Jeff, can he rebuild that, or Jesse?
Yeah,
can he rebuild it for $6,000?
No, it seems like the better option for him is going to be to go to a used motor. I'm sure he's going to get a used motor at a reasonable price.
Yeah. But if I do that, if I go with the first option, it looks like I might be putting out more money for this used car.
How?
In the long run.
How?
I just don't trust that.
Well, hold on, Carol. Wait, let me just address that, okay?
Okay.
Because you're grown up, you're an adult, so I'm not doing this in front of your daughter. I'm just going to say this. You're saying, well, if I do that, I may have to put out more money. So here's what I want to say. On what planet did you believe you could buy a 2008 car with 120,000 miles and not put more money into it? Even if this didn't happen, you make it sound as if, well, you know, if I do this and get a rebuilt engine or a used engine, I'm going to only have to put in more money. You're absolutely right. The day you bought it, you made that decision. Because any car with more than 100,000 miles, you will have occasional problems. I mean, you may have problems, but you will have additional maintenance. Any car with over 160 or 70,000 miles, you absolutely positively will have problems. So I don't know why people buy these high mileage cars thinking they're not going to have any trouble. And what did you finance it for? For how long?
For until August.
She has that balloon payment.
Oh, I mean, how are you going to pay for it? That's a good question.
Oh, okay. Well, I get a settlement in August, so I was going to just pay it off.
Will he have the car done for you by then?
No. Well, I mean, repaired by then?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ask him this question. How much would he sell you the car as is right now?
He did tell me. Let me look at my notes. I think it was $3,000 without fixing it.
No, that's retail. That's normal retail with a running car. $3,900 is normal retail with a running car. That's normal retail. He sold it to you for twice normal retail to begin with.
Right.
So you could play hardball and you could say, listen. Now listen before you say no. You say, you know what? The more I look at this, yeah, I was stupid. I'll admit it. But you sold this to me at almost twice the retail value. Now you still want me to go through with the deal, and you say you're going to put in another engine, or I have to pay half of the expenses. The way I look at it is this. I am being ripped off. Now, you probably have me legally on paper, but I'm not going to pay you a dime. You're going to let me out of the contract, and if not, I will just see to it that I make enough noise and enough trouble for you, and when you come after me, I'll simply go bankrupt, so you're never going to get the money, ever. That's what I would do. You see, I would look at it a little differently than you. That's the way I would do it. I would not go down. Now, this settlement you have coming, how much is it? Does he know about it?
Yes.
What, so you told him when you had money. How did you tell him how much the settlement was?
Oh, of course not. No, not at all.
How much is the settlement?
37.
Okay, so now you can't really go bankrupt because you got 37 grand coming and they'll take it. So, I mean, how many bills do you have?
No, just the normal house payment,
okay.
Light and gas.
Man, I'm just trying to figure out a way out of this.
Well, I mean, it's a car lot. The guy has other cars. What about, negotiating? He's got her on paper for $6 grand. He can maybe come up with an arrangement with he keeps the Kia and gives her,
or I'm saying,
gives
look,
her a $2,000 car.
Or let her out of the deal. Let her out of the deal from realistic liquidated damages. Realistic damages. Right now, he's got that car and he's got to put an engine in. He already had you for, I would say, look, you negotiate, or I'm going to the dealer licensing board, I'm going to the media, and I'm just going to tell my story. Look, you have nothing to lose. I want out of this deal. I want out of it, and I'll pay you a fee. And if I were you personally, it's worth up to $1,000 for you to get out of this. But I wouldn't pay him a dime more. That, you know what? And he probably paid that for the car. Talk to him like you have knowledge now, not like you're afraid. Just say, look, we need to negotiate a deal. I need to get out of this. I am not paying you the ridiculous $3 grand you want to get out of the deal, and I don't want the car. So what will it take to get out of this deal in writing? I want a settlement, and you're lucky I'm doing this and I'm not pursuing it. Just listen, man. You got to do something, okay? You decide what you want to do and let me know. I think I hung up by mistake. I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay. Well, I have to take a quick break because this is important right now. Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. Brent, let's talk about no-cost loans. We hear this all the time. No-cost loans. What are they all about, really?
Well, here's the way this works.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding. You're trying to get a no-cost loan to avoid, say, $3,000 in closing costs, but on a $300,000 mortgage, all they're doing is charging you anywhere between 0.3% and 0.5% higher in rate. That equates out to $30-some-odd thousand over the life of a 30-year mortgage. So what ends up happening is you save $3,000 and end up making a $27,000 mistake once you net that out. It's not what it seems. You've got to look at it on paper and compare apples to apples. Very, very rarely is a no-cost option a great option for anybody.
Because here's the bottom line. We've talked about this. You're going to pay a price to get the job done because everyone charges. You have to be in business. And you're going to pay for it one way or the other. And
right, absolutely. There are costs involved, and they're real costs, and we can go over them line by line.
Right.
And I think the thing that people get caught up in is they think, hey, there's the free lunch, and there's just no free lunch.
No, they add to it somewhere in the loan. So, okay, thank you, Brent. And to find out about your next Ideal Home Loan, you call Ideal Home Loans at 303-867-7000. Listen, they can get you closed in 3 weeks or less. They can get you a pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. You can also get credit optimization and the interest rate guarantee. Call for more details, 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
This report is brought to you by Liberty Mutual.
There's a couple of slow spots to watch out for on the highway
special line.
Isn't that great? But that was him. That was Fred Iverson talking for real, or was that a recording?
No, Broadway and looky-loo back up.
But he wasn't on the phone.
On the west side of town, well, improvements on westbound I-70 approaching Kipling. Earlier police activity wrapped up, but the damage has been done. Westbound I-70 slow all the way.
Raleigh House, 30 seconds.
6 is backed up past Pecos. The weather forecast. Scattered afternoon thunderstorms today.
Remember I did flex it
heavy.
And rock.
Driving to California.
Right now we got a few clouds and 84 with traffic weather and heat flash. 6:30 K-How.
Because he probably won't come. There's probably he probably won't do a good job fixing it.
He doesn't want the car. He wants out. That's the bottom line.
I don't think so. Okay, I got to do a spot, guys.
Insurance. If you have an addict in your life, if you know an addict, a loved one, a child, a brother, a sister, whatever, the Raleigh House has set up a line for my listeners who need advice on getting into rehab or how insurance pays, what it's all about, all of your questions, okay? Most likely, if you're an addict and you're listening, if you have an addiction of substance, whether it be heroin, painkillers right now, meth. Right now, heroin is growing because people on painkillers, they love painkillers, you know, and they're getting so expensive and it's hard to get from a doctor, they're going for heroin. Believe it or not, this is what's happening. And then, of course, there's alcohol. If you are in the middle of an addiction and you want help, call as well. But most likely, it's a loved one who says, I have to do something. Please call the Raleigh House. I've checked them out. They have multiple locations in the Denver area. A dedicated and passionate and loving staff, truly. The RaleighHouse.com, 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
Grainberry, healthy cereal for your family. Mommy, I love this cereal. No way.
God almighty.
Rock Canyon.
Our receptionist is her son, 27 years old, is just hooked up.
Did he die?
No, but he's going to if he keeps bringing him in.
I think it's time to
I told her about this Raleigh House there.
Those junkies are junkie, man. They don't care.
Agent Brain. You know they keep doing it's like keep finding stuff. They keep they go overdose and say they can't know what's in the library because in the library that they go in the bathroom and shoot out and stuff.
It tastes super yummy.
But they got to keep that in public building.
Me too.
Try Grainberry Honey Nut Toasted Oats.
You know, I saw a lot of heroin use in Vietnam. And
shoot up or how?
You didn't have to shoot your kids or kill kids. It's 96% pure. It's just more story. I get it too much. Didn't even realize what everybody was doing. It was easy to get. Really? Sprinkle a little bit on the end of a cool cigarette.
Because got 15 years old, his little boyfriend talked to her at the
No, it truly was good. That was a bad deal. I saw a different person in the middle. One time, I never told her. I watched the guy with the white coat stand against the door, and these things look like shit ripples put together. And he poured some on his hand and started that. 30 seconds later, he
came home at 11 o'clock for lunch.
But you don't have a personality. These people got personality. And that's what I think you gotta have. Whereas you don't have that personality.
Well, I'm glad I don't.
Right. No, I agree. I
could have just killed.
Hi, Tom Martino, you're a troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Richard, what's going on?
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Hey, I love your show, but a couple of comments about this lady who bought the car. So,
go ahead.
In reality, here in Colorado, because there are so few quality used cars under 120,000 miles, KBB, Edmunds, NAD is irrelevant. They're all $2,000 to $3,000 more than that in this marketplace.
Yeah, you're right about used cars. Used cars are scarce right now.
They are. But secondly, regarding this lady, and maybe I misunderstood you, but, you know, regardless of the dealer charging twice as much for the car or whatever else, she went into a deal with the guy.
Right.
to pay $6,000.
She did.
If he's gonna fix the engine,
right,
and not charge her anything more, which sounds like maybe she doesn't understand, but let's say that he's gonna fix the engine without charging her more, suggesting any sort of threatening bankruptcy or anything else. I mean, he's not doing anything wrong.
I was talking.
Exactly right.
No.
Really nice.
He and I said that he is not doing anything wrong at all. Nothing except he might have overcharged her. Here's the bottom line. I was suggesting to do that to try to just get out of it if she's afraid of the deal altogether. Just see how much you can pay for liquidated damages. I mean, we know that bankruptcy is not a real option for this. It isn't. But I thought if you could just get him to come up with maybe $500 or $1,000 fee to get out of the contract, that would be fair to him. I mean, really, it would. It wouldn't hurt him. You know it wouldn't hurt him because the guy's probably not much into this car for much. So I guess you're right. He did not do anything wrong. He absolutely did not. He sold her the car, and he even let her take it with a promise to pay, which is, which I even said he probably thought the car was decent because dealers don't want to let a car go if they think there's something wrong with it and they haven't been paid. Even if they did want to pull a scam.
But that's why he's in the position to go ahead and fix this, because he did make some dough on the front end of that deal.
You're right.
For sure.
You're right. So if he can fix it, you're right. She might want to get that done. But she was talking about being afraid of it, and I was suggesting an alternative, which be like, give him some profit for nothing, basically, and walk. Tom, what's happening? Tom?
Yes. Do any of your car guys know of a professional shop that can install a sunroof in a 2017 Mustang?
Now, do you want like the factory sunroof with the motor, or do you want just a pop-up?
With the motor, the aftermarket.
That would be way difficult, those kinds.
No, it could be done, though.
Yeah, but it's difficult to find really a good tech to do that.
I can't say the name of the people we use right off the top of my head. If you call the dealership and ask for Randy Van Tyne, and 303-659-8311, and he'll know the name of the company that does our sunroofs.
Now, do you guys do full, well, it's obviously aftermarket, but does it look just like factory?
Well, they're pretty, that technology has come a long ways, just like everything else.
Yeah, they look really good. Yeah, they
really. And so what do they do as far as the switch? Is it up at the actual sunroof?
They can probably put, most of them are right up there on there's a trim piece inside and everything, so they run electrical to it. I mean, these are all...
And the motors are smaller now and all that?
Engineered kits for these things that it works. I mean, we've done them to Camaros and pickups. And
they look good?
Yeah, they're fine. I don't care for a sunroof. I would never open it, but...
I often wonder about that, too. I've had sunroofs and never used them.
I've got a sunroof in my Avalanche. It's never been opened, as far as when I've driven it.
Anyway.
What was Randy's last name?
Van Tyne.
He's the only Randy.
It's only Randy Rehab, but he'll know.
Yeah, 303.
Okay, and... What's the name of the Chevrolet dealer?
It's Purifoy Chevrolet, and you're just asking Randy for some information, and it's 303-659-8311. 659-8311. We have a couple lines open, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Courtney, what's happening?
Well, it's not happening right now, but very soon.
Yeah?
I'm planning to buy a used car, and I've decided what I'd really like is one that will somehow makes provision for a full-size tire instead of those donuts, which I've been driving around with for a long time. And I don't want those new ones that cost a lot more for the tires that you drive on the sidewalls or something of the tires either. So, I've been trying, I went on Google, and I've had trouble finding out what kinds of cars, could be a station wagon, actually do that. And I thought, well, there's a lot of guys there.
What kind of cars do what?
Have
a full-size spare.
Would you literally buy a car based on the spare?
I want to look at that kind, yes.
Wow. A lot of the cars nowadays, Pilots, Odysseys, whatever, you can buy a full-size spare for them.
Yeah.
So you just buy a wheel and just take out
It'll fit in there, right?
Yeah, right. Like a Pilot goes underneath, or you just buy a full-size and put it
Have you had a problem with a run-flat tire or a small spare?
I blow out with my full-size tire on the highway, so some guys stopped and put on my donut, which promptly broke itself when I started to go forward at like 5 miles an hour, and I had to put on the tire wheel.
That's a freak accident because most of the time those donuts are good to get to where you need to go.
And run flats are amazing.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, you could. I bet you I could take a run flat on a vet, take the air out of whatever corner you are, I think, and then you tell me which one's flat.
Now, Rolly,
really?
Then how do you? Oh, you have a sensor that tells you. But Rolly, can you buy run flat tires for any car as a replacement tire, or are they manufactured? I mean, for example, are they expensive?
Yes.
Yes, they are expensive.
They're called run flat.
Because they will, and they don't have a life that's forever. They're 200 miles at 50 miles an hour to get you someplace where you can get help.
Okay, so
you're not going to just run it around.
With a run flat, you never need a spare, really.
No, that's why they do
unless
that.
It's torn open.
And it's all about weight. You know, they take.
What makes them able to run flat?
The sidewall construction.
So they're so low profile to begin with, probably.
Right.
They're not normal.
Sidewall, they're a booger to mount. You have special equipment.
So you can't get a normal sidewall tire with run flat, can you?
Yeah, Honda Odysseys run them.
Yeah.
Could you run like an SUV with one? Really? Now, I know there have been time after time after time after time people experimenting with airless tires, with cushioning, gels, gels, honeycomb construction. I've seen a ton of them. Will that ever happen?
Probably. Benz has done a lot of work in that realm. So there's going to be, just like the evolution of anything anymore, there's going to be a time where we'll see a different type of tire that's maybe not just pneumatic.
So, Courtney, the bottom line is you can get almost any vehicle and then just buy the spare. And then it'll store right in where that donut is in most cases, not all. But here's the deal. I would never predicate my buying decision, though, on a spare. I mean, I just wouldn't do it. I don't know. Okay. Now, I can't tell you how many people are tired and run down and just moody and irritable. And I say to them, listen, did you have your hormones checked? And they say, I don't believe in that. I don't even know what to say when they say that. What do you mean you don't believe in it? God created you with hormones. I mean, you have hormones for a reason. Your body produces them. It's like running out of food, not eating, and saying, I'm not going to replenish my calories. I just don't believe in that. Hormones, when we're about 26, start depleting slowly. I mean, at age 40, for sure. What I'm saying is this. Just optimize your hormones and put your body back to the way nature intended it. Yeah, you're kind of tricking nature, but it's a good thing to do. You'll feel great. BioT Medical has the system to do it. BioTmedical.com to find a provider. They have cardio-activated pellet therapy. Cardio-activated. Do you know what that means? That means that the more you work out, the more you are active, the more it secretes, like a gland. The less you're active, the less it does. So these pellets can last you up to a half year. You can go to the doctor just 2, maybe 3 times a year and get all the hormones you need. We're talking about complete hormone treatment, not just a one-trick pony. Check them out at biotmedical.com. That's biotmedical.com.
This report is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I-25 downtown, a bit of a nightmare.
For the Watchtower Drive, northbound, slowing, starting at about low, it doesn't let up until you get way north of Spear.
Since the 64.
What's wrong with it? The more I see those, I'm just so jonesy for Corvette. They're the most. I like the new body. And they're just so, whenever I see one, I go, that's a freaking Corvette. I mean, if you put a name Ferrari on it or Lamborghini or something, and you didn't tell people, but they just did it. That's the stinky snobs would never even know. They would love it.
It's amazing how you take a C7 red coupe and put it next to a 599 Ferrari side by side, and to most people they're going to say which one's the Ferrari, which one's the bad, because they're very, very similar.
I agree. My mom had a 68, so that's, I grew up driving that there, and it was like, man, but these new ones,
Corvettes they truly are a very sophisticated car. They really are.
And they haul ass.
They'll get you where you need to go, that's for sure.
They move. Those new vets move, man.
460 horse to 650 horse. The Z06 was at 650, just like the Hellcats and the Demon. These cars do not hook up well.
Do not what?
Hook up. It becomes physics, you know. You can't go 0 to 60 in 0. You know, and when you go sub 3 seconds, it's quick. And the only way you can do that was with all-wheel drive, which I think we will see in the next generation.
Do they have an auto launch button?
Oh, yeah.
They do? Oh, yeah. I had one in the Ferrari. You would floor it and press the button. You'd floor it. Literally floor it. I never did it. I never did it. See my mind. Not hearing. They showed it how it works.
That's money. All things considered, there's just really is nothing better than
there was no spinning out.
I mean, there's a lot of cool cars out there. Porsche's got great cars. Benz has got a few Lexus. 90s. They have a sticker of 105. They're a true 203, 204 mile an hour car.
They are a true.
In 0 to 60s, in 3.2, 3.3.
They are every bit as beautiful and performing-wise as a Ferrari.
Well,
closer to
you look at.
What am I doing, Joe?
Yeah, Lazera.
FleetGenerics.com or call us at 800-853.
Sarah.
That number again, 800-853.
You know, not everybody who gets picked up for drinking and driving is a fall-down drunk or an idiot or, well, they might be idiots, but they don't do it intentionally is what I'm saying. So many people say, well, I didn't even know I was drunk. I didn't even know I was high or under the influence. That happens with marijuana, too, and that's why Joe Lazara, his business is full. Keep the name in case you need it, and I hope you never do, honest to God, because all you have to do is get a designated driver. Don't even try to calculate. Just don't do it. Just, you know, just call Joe and hope for the best. But what you ought to do first is plan to have a designated driver or to use Uber. It's a great app, or Lyft. Now here's what Joe will do. He'll help you through the system, and that's really what you need. You know, even if you're innocent, people think it's an easy thing. It's not. Even if you are guilty, you still have to get through the system, and you have two things. You have a criminal case and a civil case through the motor vehicle. He'll handle both. If you ever have any issues with DUIs, any other crimes, or traffic issues, call Joe at 303-429-6200. Joseph Lazara is on my referral list at referralist.com. His website is lazaralegal.com, 303-429-6200.
Hear about it, talk about it. This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. Alvin has a comment on run flat tires. Go ahead, Alvin. What do you have to say about them?
I was going to say the same thing what Rolly was talking about also a lady. If she shouldn't really look at some run flats, because I had some on my car, and I drove those things all the way. I got a flat in Greeley, and I drove all the way back to Thornton, and I was going about 50, 60 miles an hour, and you can't tell they're flat. And
Not at all.
They run. No, I couldn't even tell it's flat, and I kept slowing down because I realized how fast I was going. And then I slow back down to 50 because, you know, I knew you're not supposed to go over 50 on them, but you can't even tell they flat. The only reason I know I had a flat tire because my sensor in the car came and told me. And I looked at it as flat, but the guy, it was on a BMW, and he told me, you can drive. Just take it back there. You'll be fine. I drove it all the way back to Thornton and had no problem. I thought I was going to mess up the rim or something. Those cars are awesome. It worked the money.
Alvin, how's that son of yours?
He's doing good. He just asked me when I'm going back up there to you, Rolly, because I got a Camaro now, and I got to have you guys look at something. So he told me I better not go without him.
Well, that's good, because the people love going up there looking around. You know what? Speaking of Chevys and stuff, Bobby's got an 04 Avalanche. I love Avalanches. Are they coming back out with the Avalanche, Rolly?
No, they're doing a pickup now.
They're not going to do the Avalanche at all.
Doesn't look like in a foreseeable future unless we go into a whole new
But it was such a successful vehicle. Why? I mean, if people love them, I often wondered about Chevy. Why do they do that?
There's like people like you. I drive an Avalanche. I mean, there's legions of people out there that love these vehicles, but talk to General Motors. You know.
Wow. Bobby, what's happening?
Hi, how you doing, Tom?
Good, man.
Great. Question for you guys. My OBD reader is not recognizing when they do the emissions test on it. Is there anything that possibly might be going wrong besides
Guys.
What kind of car is it?
It's an 04 Chevy Avalanche.
Oh, it's for the Avalanche. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so, make sure that all your fuses are good. They take a power supply off the cigarette lighter to power up that OBD2 connector. So be sure that your cigarette lighter fuse is okay and all the fuses are okay. That's about the basic thing that you could do to ensure that communicates correctly. Other than that, you got to take it in, get it looked at.
And it's really common to find where people leave their coins inside their ashtray, where it falls down to the bottom of that cigarette lighter. It'll short it out, and that'll pop the fuse. So take a look in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check those fuses.
So
20 amp.
I hope that helps, man. What's going on with Norm? Norm, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Good, man. What's going on?
Hey, thanks for keeping all the scumbags in line for us out here.
We try.
That's doing an awesome job, man.
I try, seriously. I mean, I swear to God, when it comes to contracting, though, these lately, every single day we've been getting calls from people who just give them money and then they never see them again. So what's happening in your case?
Tiley Roofing is out there to change all that, man. I just had some roof work done, and John.
They're truly a cut above, man. They're a cut above.
Oh, I couldn't have asked for a better roofing company. And Chris and Lonnie, the guys that came out, they were awesome. They did a good job. They cleaned up their trash. They were very professional. They went through with the magnet thing just to make sure they picked up all the nails and everything. However, I do want to say something else through the bidding process of when I tried to get the all the bids and stuff for my roof. New West Roofing on your referral list, I don't didn't have much luck with them.
What happened? What happened?
When I called up and I said I need an estimate.
Yeah.
And he said okay, and then it took him about 3 or 4 days to get back with me. So I called him and I said, hey man, did you get all the information you needed? And because he said he's going to come look at it. Oh no, I haven't made it out there. And I'm okay. Well, this was after the hailstorm, so I figured okay, you're just busier than heck.
Right.
So. Long story short, after he came out and looked at it, I asked what the price might be. He told me $4,100, and the other guys, Excel Roofing and Tiley, were around 25 to 28. And so I had asked him if he could beat at least 2,800, and he told me not only no, but hell no. And I'm going, what? His name was Brian.
I'll definitely listen. I'll definitely look into it. Seriously, did you deal with only one person there? Because it could be an errant salesman. Did you only deal with one person at New West or more?
New West. Well, I called when I called, the lady answered the phone. I can't remember her name, but she.
No, but I mean the one you talked to about getting a price. Was it one person all the time?
Yeah, just one. Yeah.
What's his name?
Brian.
Brian. We'll check that out. But thank you for using the referral list and getting those bids from Excel and Tiley. They're both a cut above. Tiley's a great roofer, so thank you for the follow-up, too. Please go on the referral list, too, though, and enter a review. We love reviews as well. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have lines open now for the first time today. I don't know who's on line 3, Suzanne. It's not reading. If that's ready for a call, you want to just tell me? Because it seems to be on there.
Line 3?
Yeah.
That's
or,
Nat
excuse
with
me.
a 2012 Ram 2500.
Thank you. Nat, what's happening?
Hey, Tom.
Matt, Matt, what's going on?
Yeah, it's all right. 2012 Ram 2500, just today, the AC stopped blowing out of the vents. It's on, and I think it's still cold air, but it's not coming out.
God,
of the
those
vent.
blend doors, right, guys? Is that what it is most of the time?
Could probably be, yeah.
They're doors that blend air. They call them blend doors.
Yeah, and then
Is it a do-it-yourself fix?
It's pretty complicated, I think. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and this, you'll probably want to take it in so that they can plug into it, so that way they can test to see which one has gone bad, because we can open and shut doors with our computers to see which one's failing for you.
Gotcha. And I got a second problem if you have time.
Sure do. What is it?
Same car. When I turn the key occasionally, it doesn't actually start. The key has a chip. And I'll kind of jiggle it, move it around, and it'll eventually start just fine, but not always on the first turn.
Brian, what do you think?
Something in that primary starting circuit is failing. Do you have a spare key that you can try for a little while to see it, make sure it's not that key?
I do not.
Well, you should probably have a spare anyway.
What would go wrong? Is it on the car or on the key?
It's on the key. On that car should be on the key, and that resistor that's getting red is, might have gotten wet at some point. Should try get another key. Having a spare is always a good idea anyway. But try to program another key in there and keep 2 of them. Try to use the other one And if not, you have just a good old-fashioned starting problem that needs to be looked into.
Yeah.
Or the ignition switch itself.
The ignition switch itself can be.
Yeah, I wondered that too.
So I hope that helps, but in any case, it probably is, as they say, the key. I wouldn't know. I mean, so that little thing in there, that little transponder, whatever it is, it's reading. What is it? It's reading that key's resistance.
It's reading a resistance and comparing it to a stored value.
And it has to match.
It has to match, otherwise it won't allow the starting sequence. It won't allow it to crank.
Wow.
Yep.
So it's passive, though. That little resistor is not powered at all.
Now, if it is a key, that should store a code. You know, it'll store a
it's like a thumb drive, basically.
Anti-theft code. So that should.
And it's reading it wirelessly?
Yeah, it's got a little halo. It's got a little resistor with a bunch of tiny little wires that are spooled around,
and when a signal hits it, it sends back a signal.
Yep.
It's amazing.
How many times you guys see that on electrical problems on any given vehicle that it goes back to a grounding situation?
It happens a bit. It happens quite a bit.
Grounds are the most important thing in electrical, right?
Yeah, sure.
We see quite a bit of that, especially stuff that's out in the oil field and things that a lot of water.
And a little corrosion, erosion, and then there you go.
Let's talk about floor coverings. Paradigm Interiors. Paradigm has all of the latest floor coverings. Floor coverings are changing just like anything when it comes to technology, especially when they're engineering these floors like luxury vinyl tile. They're just beautiful. And they just, you know, it's not like these old veneer things that used to look cheap and cheesy. These things look just like slate or stone, or they look like wood. And you can get them in so many styles. They're beautiful, and a fraction of the cost of hardwoods. But they do have the old original hardwoods. They have laminates. They have tile. And whatever you want, they have, including life-proof carpeting by Shaw, which is really waterproof carpeting. I bought some of that. I don't know if it's from Shaw or not, but it's the waterproof carpeting. It's unbelievable how resilient that carpet is. Whatever you want, check him out. Evans, just west of Santa Fe, on the corner of Pecos there. They've been in business 14 years, and they have a big, beautiful showroom, but personalized attention. 303-630-9204, 630-9204.
This report is brought to you by NAP.
Mic's on. Somebody's mic is on.
25 southbound is slow south of the I-70 interchange, traveling down towards Colfax, also slow traveling into the tech center. South you go, starting at about Downing, heading down towards Hampton. Northbound slow there, starting at Downing, traveling up north of Colfax. Westbound I-70 is still recovering on the west side of town, still heavy between Kipling and Wadsworth. Where were you wrecked eastbound?
Denver's flying 30.
Cleared out the way. Going on the westbound side, though, in that construction area. The weather forecast, heavy rain, storms, possible.
You still have those two vets that you're, got one of them. Got one of them, got rid of one of them. This is a high-end vinyl floor, and this is in my kitchen. A lot of people think it's wood, but it's not. It really is. It's amazing what they can do with that.
Okay, got it.
If you're in pain, whether you have joint pain or maybe back pain of some kind, legs, whatever, so many people are getting relief from stem cells. I urge you to check out Stem Cell Institute of America. Here's what I love about them. They're not going to ask you to make an appointment and then go in and, you know, try to figure it all out and hit and miss with your knowledge, with your comfort level. What they want is a fully informed patient. That's why they do these informational seminars. They're free with no obligation. If you want to check out Stem Cell, you will love it. They're in the Tech Center, Littleton, Boulder, Fort Collins, other areas. So you go there and learn everything you need to know. You feel comfortable, then you can make an appointment. But there's no obligation, no cost to these seminars whatsoever. All you have to do is reserve a seat. If you want to know more, you can go to the website stemcelltherapyforpain.com to learn how it works with the growth factors, and it's just wonderful. Stemcelltherapyforpain.com. Before this, all we had were painkillers and surgery. This is truly a wonderful alternative. So here's what you call to get that seat at the seminar, the next one, or go to whatever one you want. 855-262-4040. Now, I've had it done for my lower back, and the improvements have been remarkable. 855-262-4040.
Hi, I'm Sydney Chafee, a 9th grade humanities teacher. I help teach my students skills they need to succeed. Every summer, though, students lose progress if they don't have access to enrichment opportunities and programs where they can read, write, collaborate, and keep their brains sharp over vacation. Every young person deserves access to well-funded summer programs with great resources. Help to keep kids learning, safe, and healthy this summer so they succeed in the school year ahead. Learn how at summerlearning.org, because smarter summers equal brighter futures. Brought to you by the National Summer Learning Association and the Council of Chief State School Officers.
Hi, Pat Miller, Gabby Gourmet. Hope you'll join me every Saturday from 1 to 2 as we talk restaurants with chefs, owners, wine folks, and more. Remember to join me every Saturday from 1 to 2 for prizes and for your calls and opinions right here on 630 K-House.
Sean Hannity.
Face the truth.
Today at 1.
You Republicans in Washington that broke your promises, this is the net result of it.
On Denver's talk station.
Truth.
630 K-House.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's get to the phones and get these calls through. I want to get people who have been waiting to be fair here. Mike has a 2000 Honda Accord. Go ahead, Mike. Oh, wait, we took Mike. We took him. I talked to him, but I remember talking to him. Go ahead, Stan. What's going on?
Hey, I got an idea for people that's looking for cheaper cars.
Yes.
Is like you got public auto auctions going around like Denver area and stuff.
Yes.
And you also got GSA auctions where they can go bid on the cars.
Right.
Of course, they still have like no warranties on them, but they can at least get cars a little cheaper through that way.
Yeah. So.
And it's a big savings rather than go out and worry about a dealership. And they can still like run a Carfax report just to make sure it's not a.
Rolly, what are you thinking?
Not everybody can go. Is this public auction he's talking about?
What auction are you talking about, Stan?
Public auctions and GSA auto auctions.
Who is GSA?
Government service.
Oh, okay. So what are you saying, that we should publicize them more?
Not really, but I mean that's just ways of getting cars a little cheaper.
I really personally do not like auctions. I don't like them. It's statistically, except for dealer auctions, statistically people pay more for a car than they do when they buy them. Statistically.
If you don't know what you're doing, you can be right down the road.
And on the inspection period, you really can't get them checked out. You could be buying something very terrible. I mean, I know you can get them cheaper, but man, that doesn't, cheaper than maybe buying from a private owner or something. But I have to tell you, when you are in the heat of passion, if it's a desirable car, people get into paying too much. And while it might be perceived as cheaper, have you thought about checking them out, Stan? You can't check them out, right?
They'll be running when they take them to the auto auction. You can also.
I can't tell you how many of these.
Before you go to it, also.
I can't tell you how many of these small dealerships and whatnot come in and they've got major problems with the vehicle and they want us to band-aid these things.
Doctor them up.
All they want it to do is to be able to roll from point A to point B on that auction.
No guarantees.
As long as it does that, that's all they care about.
No, I'm telling you, I don't think auctions for the normal consumer is a good idea. I really don't.
You start going to dealer auctions and everything, and these things, you're either going to put it on a green light or a caution light or a red light.
Listen, so even legit auctions, Mannheim and the others, even legit ones, I don't think they're for consumers because they're too risky. They really are. First of all, a dealer won't overbid. Consumers will overbid each other all the time. So you're going to get the prices run up. Secondly, though, you might look at a car and you might know by tire wear or by the way it looks or something that there might be a problem. Consumers look at how shiny it is, and on a Mannheim auction, they all look nice. I mean, I don't know if auctions are really as good as they sound. Mike, what's going on with you, Mike?
Yeah, my passenger side power window rolls down all the way fine. When I roll it up, it closes all but like a half an inch. I'm wondering, could that just hopefully be something as simple as an adjustment, or does the whole mechanism need to be?
What kind of vehicle?
Yeah,
Honda.
2000 Accord doesn't have an adjustment. You're either looking at a switch going out and not getting it all the way up, or the window motor regulators.
But what would cause it, though? Are you talking about when the one click to close it and it closes automatically?
No, this is the passenger side. You have to hold the button down.
So when you hold it, and it just stops shy of being closed.
Yeah.
There's no way to adjust that window up or down.
Can you help it? Did you ever try grabbing the glass and helping it? Will it do it? Can you help it up?
Yeah, if I need to. But
you can. It will go up with the assistance of your muscle. So that means that electrically, probably it's okay. It sounds like you have a very, very tired window regulator that needs to be replaced.
But it seems so weird that
it stop at the same point.
What again?
Always stops at the same point.
These windows might be able to be indexed.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by just. But he said there's none.
Not on the Accords.
No, not on that.
So it sounds like yes, you probably have to put in a new regulator.
Probably.
Sorry to say that. Do you guys work on windows over there?
Yeah, we do them all the time.
So Lakewood Auto Electrics does windows. Juanita, what's going on?
Yes, we had some body work done on our car 5-6 months ago. They did a great job, as usual, up here in Loveland, Colorado. But they had to take the hood off, and they said that there's an emissions label that is inside that hood. We have a 2012 Cruise, and that they needed to get it from the dealer, and when it came in, they would call us and come out and put it back on. Well, I've called them twice, and I have yet to get this label. At this point, I would like to know how important is that label on the vehicle?
I don't even know what they're talking about. There's a label on the inside or underneath the hood?
An emissions label is what he calls it.
Basically says whether it's federal emissions or if it's California emissions. It gives some...
Is it important?
Well, for the guy who's under the hood, sometimes you refer to it, but no.
I like to have it on.
I mean, would the police ever check and say this car is illegal?
No.
When you go to sell it, nobody checks.
I wouldn't lose any sleep over it myself.
Okay, that's what I wondered. They just told me they would get it back out to us when they could, and it's been quite a while. But so that's my question. If it's important, and you're telling me no,
they're not. They're saying it's not really important. I want to ask: is that information anywhere else? Like VIN numbers are in a few places. Is this emissions information in other places?
No, but it can all be tracked back to your VIN too. So.
Okay, so Juanita, did you hear that? It's tracked to your VIN anyway. Bill, what's going on with you, Bill?
Yeah, well, I've got a window problem, too, and I also wanted to say that Plumline really does a good job, and they stand behind their 93 is free.
Thank you on that. That's Drains 93 are free with PlumlineServices.com. So what's going on with your window?
I had them out, and they tried, and they could not get it, but they didn't charge me for it. I finally had to get some explanation done.
But what about your window?
Okay, it's on a 02 Chevy Silverado, and the right side window just quit. And I've checked the fuses, and, there's only one fuse I can find on that, and it's good, and the other window works, so it must not be that.
Yeah, probably not a fuse.
The regulator again?
They have a circuit break. They have circuit breakers, too, on those instead of fuses, so it doesn't blow. It's a thermal device that resets instead of a fuse.
Could that be bad?
It could be, but most likely switch.
Where are you located, Bill?
I'm in Indian Hills.
Where's that?
By Evergreen.
Genesee.
Okay. Well, listen, Bill, please hold on and give us your number or check the referral list at referrallist.com. We can probably find you someone to diagnose that. We are out of time, guys. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Save all your problems for me.
Nothing is more important than your health. Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we sell the world's finest fitness equipment. Now